Unmute.
There you go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
And what about this one? This one's not working, is it? Do I have to click this one on?
I don't know. Hey,
Oh,
everybody.
start my video.
Oh, yay. There it is.
Yay!
We can see
I'm
you.
here. How we doing?
Everybody seems really excited to be
I'm
here.
really excited to be here too. You guys can see both me and what I'm drawing? Like you can see my hands and everything?
Yes, we can.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are so funny. So they like my lipstick and they like my office wall color. And look, do you like my book? Look, background.
I also, Donna, I haven't shown you guys this, but last Christmas, Donna got me this ring and it's a fidget ring. And listen, can you hear it?
We could only hear a couple of clicks.
Oh, it's really cool. You spin it.
They want to know what supplies they need to start.
All you need to start is a pencil. Let me see. Here's a pencil and a piece of paper. That's it. Just a pencil and a piece of paper. Everything else is immaterial. Everything else is just fluff.
Tara
So,
asks, can we use a pen?
of course, yeah. Ballpoint pen. If you want to, you can. Here's a here's a little thing, a water bottle. You can sketch it. You can start to see things in 3 dimensions. You can start to see how things wrap around and just have fun with things like that. That is the best thing you could do. The absolute, and I think it's like one of the first chapters in the book is to draw everything every day. And that's it, is to just draw. Don't worry about paint. Don't worry about color. Don't worry about composition. Don't worry about anything. Just draw stuff and you are good to go.
Okay, they're saying digital works as well. Yes, it does.
Digital is good too, yes.
Yep.
But
And
basically,
just for the
yeah,
record, we have friends here from everywhere. The Netherlands, Germany, India, Singapore. We have friends
I
from
saw Brazil.
everywhere here, which is so cool.
I even saw as far away as North Dakota.
North Dakota. Wow, I
Yeah,
bet you
yeah.
it is so cold there. Like, I don't even want to think about how cold you are. I don't even want to think about it.
I just realized I got my wrong glasses on. Here we go.
Oh,
Those are better. Now I
can,
can see you guys so much
can you
better.
see us now? Um,
So yeah, so we got a bunch of submissions from other artists, from all of you, and we're going to go over those in a little bit. But let's start off with just a bunch of questions and see where we go.
Okay. By the way, everybody loves your fidget ring. And
Oh, thank you.
it would
Can you
drive
hear it?
some of their partners crazy.
I don't
The
know where the
noise canceling
microphone is.
the noise canceling kicked in.
Oh,
I could
okay.
hear 2 clicks and then that was it.
It's
Um,
so nice.
how do you get inspiration for your personal and client-based projects?
Um, how do I get inspiration for my personal and client? The
Mhm.
way that I do it, like this one right here, this is a sketch that I have. Oh, darn, I switched over so I can't see. This is a sketch that I did in my sketchbook, and there was a photograph, and I think I could find it, but there was a photograph uh, of a woman dressed as a fairy, and it sat in my sketchbook, and I just have a bunch of stuff like that where I will see art, I will see photographs of people in cosplay, and it'll make me want to just make art.
They would like you to talk about negative space today.
Oh, I love negative space. Okay, so
Negative space confuses me. It just
n- can you guys
confuses.
see this? Do I need to lower it down here, or how about if I
No, yeah,
raise this?
put it a little lower because they're having trouble seeing some of the pencil lines with the light.
Okay, let me do that. Is that better?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay. So negative space is, well, let's say this is I don't know, I think we were talking about contrapposta pose. Here's a figure. There's be their feet, their head, and let's say their hand goes like this, right? And if I was to frame it like this, that is very boring. Can you guys see this?
That's better. Thanks, hun.
That's very boring. So, negative space would be if I was to look for these shapes. This is the space in between the border. So that shape there, and this shape here, and then see that hand goes there, and that shape
Oh,
there.
I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second. Raina is here, and Raina was the one whose partner came all the way from Knoxville on Friday to get the book signed for
Oh,
them.
aren't they the best? You have the best
You
partner.
have the
You,
best partner. Oh my gosh,
I'm
they were
so happy. They
so
were so
sweet.
nice to, we were so nice to
Oh,
meet them.
so sweet. We wish you
Yeah,
could have been there, but then the surprise, wouldn't have been good.
yeah, that's true. So, this is negative space. You see this space? These little shapes are like kind of almost like puzzle pieces. That's what you start looking for. And you don't you don't want to have bad tangents. Tangents are something different. So tangents would be if I had it line up with the tip of this right here, that would be a bad tangent. So you want to be inside there so that way things are overlapping. You're not getting things to just kind of just touch like that. But that is negative space, and I love looking for negative space when I'm making art. It is really, really fun. And that would, yeah. And I think then if I had this kind of be white around here, and then this was just a background, I could maybe put like a little texture or something. I think would make that really, really good. Actually, I think this might look a little more like
We
that.
we have so many questions. Let me plow through a
Oh, I
couple
love
more of them.
questions.
So many. Do you do a lot of thumbnails before your pieces regularly, or only when you need help figuring out a piece?
I do a lot of thumbnails, and I think do I still have some? I think I do over here. Let me see. I think in one of these sketchbooks, I have thumbnails. Let's see. Yeah, see,
So
a
many.
lot of thumbnails. And this is what happens when I have a lot of photographs that I think are interesting, and I'm trying to figure out which ones that I want to do. And if you look, I'm looking for the negative space, and I'm looking to see how the character, how it flows. And I think doing these thumbnails are just so fun, and I love to do them. And I think we did these on a live one day, didn't we?
We did. We've done so many things on a live.
Yeah.
Do you like to draw nature, objects, or humans the most?
Yes.
What is that?
It depends. I like drawing humans the most. And then, but if I'm out and about, if I'm, oh, you moved my sketchbook.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's
That's
okay.
totally my fault. I tried to get things out of the screen frame
If
there.
we are, like, we went to Arizona and I had no intention of drawing a cactus, but a cactus I drew. And there was a road runner, and there's signs, and I don't really even like drawing cars, but I drew a car.
That's a happy
I
face car.
That's a happy face card that Donna wants,
Mhm.
and whatnot. So I draw ketchup bottles. I draw my son graduating college, fairies at
Croissant.
the Ren Fair, croissants. So I like that. I don't draw those things for myself. I don't draw those things like I'm at home at the Hobbit hole and I feel like making a big painting of a croissant.
Mhm.
For me, it's there's two different versions of my art. There's the at home, I want to paint a fairy, or I'm out and I want to paint my experiences. I'm out and I'm on an adventure and I want to paint that. So
So it's situational, is what it is.
yeah. Yeah, see, Aaron says they're exactly the same. I'm actually getting to see the comments pop up, which is really cool.
Good. Okay. So, how do you do storytelling in your art? Because you always talk about um, find the story, and you
Yeah.
talk about that a lot in the book. So, talk to us about how do you find the story in your art?
There's two kinds of storytelling. There's the storytelling that you see on my videos, which is the storytelling of the making of the piece, like the making of the book. I showed you what I went through making the cover. I showed you um, going to New York and visiting um, visiting all of the places and
Mhm.
doing the chapter splooches and all of that. That was a story. So there's that kind of storytelling, and then there is the storytelling in the piece. So like in this piece, I still haven't, because it's just a sketch. I still haven't decided what's going on. Maybe are they picking something up? Are they lonely? Are they that might show up in their face.
Mhm.
So maybe there's some kind of longing or something like that. I don't know. Sometimes there is no storytelling. Sometimes I just think something is pretty and I just paint something, but I will go and I will get this painting, which this
Is
is
that
nice.
I'm going to ask questions because everybody knows that's what Donna does. I ask questions. Is that why sometimes you wait to do like that piece, that sketch has been sitting on your desk for a couple weeks now? And are you still mulling over exactly what she's going to do and what she's
No, I blame Hay House. They've kept
Oh,
me
okay,
busy.
good.
Oh, this is all their fault. The book was coming out, so I just haven't had a chance to get to it.
Fair enough.
So this piece, which is kind of big,
I
but
believe you.
I found a photograph of a lovely woman holding in this kind of uh, thing, holding
Bouquet.
flowers, and I just thought if I put her to the right side of the piece. And then that way over here, there's this is a tapestry of a Spanish tapestry when we went to Valencia. And so I put the tapestry of a king or a prince or something in an empty chair. And so kind of the story, and I'll kind of hold it up here because I think it'll look better. But the story is that she's longing, she's waiting,
Hmm.
and whether they're gone, whether they're dead, I don't know. But but that's the kind of storytelling that you could do in a visual sense.
Hmm.
And it's not always that was when we went to art school. We were illustrator. Illustration is storytelling.
Hmm.
So fine art is fine art, and illustration is telling a story in a single image.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
was never very good at it, but I try.
I love you. We have so many questions. How do you keep your travel paint colors relatively clean when you're mixing the colors, or do you just let the colors mix if it all happens?
I tend to take a, let me go get it. I
This can
tend
be
to
a lot of
take,
show and tell this first part of the morning.
my entire table is going to be filled up with
Yes, it
stuff.
is.
This is the Swiss Medic bag,
Mhm.
and
Which you did not bring
this,
to any to either of the signings with us. You didn't bring that.
no, I wouldn't have been able to use it, and I knew that.
Yeah.
But I have not cleaned this ever, and you can kind of see it. And for the most part, these are pretty clean. I mean, the white has a little bit of red in it, and I think the yellow's really dirty. It's got a lot of green in it. But I think the reason why is because I tend to wash my paintbrush in the water, rinse it before I go to the next thing, and I tend not to mix my colors.
Hmm.
So I don't go a little bit of red and a little bit of blue because then now the red would get into the blue. So
Hmm.
I just go, I'm going to use red and then I wash my paint.
Hmm.
It's not snowing here in Tennessee, no. Sorry,
Thank
I'm going to pick up
goodness.
every once in a while on some of these.
Oh my
But yeah,
God.
that's why is because I personally don't mix my watercolors. I never do. If you look at my Hobbit hole palette,
Mhm.
it's the yellows are yellows, the reds are reds. There's no real mixtures. I tend to like my colors not to mix. I don't blend new colors. I've got like 12 colors that I use and I'm happy with that.
What do you do to get back into drawing if you haven't drawn in a while?
I would say there's two things. One is just journal. Just go somewhere like I showed you. You can go somewhere and you can just sketch. Actually, you don't even have to have like a nice um,
Sketch.
travel journal. You
Mm-hmm.
can do like this one. We were, now here's our dog Arwen, and
Mm-hmm.
here's a blow pop.
Yeah.
Here's Donna getting a flu vaccine. Here's sitting in the car waiting at Publix. You can just keep like a little tiny sketchbook,
Mm-hmm.
or you could do something nice. The other thing is, if you're kind of in burnout mode where you're tired of making the same art,
Mm-hmm.
change your medium. Try
Mm-hmm.
something new. Change your subject matter. If you're always drawing cars, or you're always drawing people, try drawing places, try drawing animals, or change your style. If you are tired of the style of art, whether you're constantly drawing in a manga style or constantly drawing in a comic book style, maybe try doing something in an impressionist style or Art Nouveau style. So one of those things, and again, that's in the book. And you know, at
Yeah.
this point, I'm hoping you guys have read it, but there is a chapter on what to do if you get artist block.
Also, what we found too, back when we were in, I mean, like 5 years ago when we were in lockdown, all of the museums now have big collections online. The Metropolitan Museum of
Yeah,
Art, the Louvre. If you can't go anywhere, because a lot of people ask us and say to us regularly, I don't have any money, I can't travel, I can't go anywhere. You can go in your backyard and sketch, birds or trees, or go to the park and sketch people or whatever you see, or you can go online and you can sketch things online. There are so
yeah,
many museums have given their collections, huge free collections, so you can just go and you can see it. I know it's not the same as seeing it in person, but don't you think, babe, that it gives you
yeah.
that
I
yeah.
think someone was saying that they're only seeing my face and they're not seeing the sketching this thing. So I think if you're on Zoom, if you're on your phone, just
Oh,
and
you disappeared there for a
you
second.
should be able to see though for some, I mean, can you, Donna, you can see both
I
screens?
can see both. Yes.
Can everybody see
Yes.
both screens? Just want to make sure no one's missing out.
You
Okay,
should.
good.
Um,
So you just maybe just have to swipe.
yeah. If you're on your phone, you probably do have to swipe. Um, have we ever thought of doing cosplay? Oh my God, you guys are funny. Um, yes,
Yeah,
this will be recorded, and you can, if you have to sign
if
up
you
for
have
the
to
Hay
leave
House site.
early,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. If you're doing the free version, you've got it for 2 days. And if you're doing the premium version, I think it's 14 days. I'm not
14
sure.
days,
Maybe
yeah.
somebody from Hay House can chime in on that one. I can't remember.
And so just because it's just you and me, and there's no one explaining this,
Mhm.
I can't see the face cam even when swiping. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what that's.
If it's
Um,
on web Zoom and not the Zoom app. Oh, okay.
that could be why. Maybe that's
You
why
might
if it's
have to get
on.
the app.
Yeah, it might not
I'm
be.
sorry.
Oh, Erica's
But
here. Hi, Erica. She says, yes, as a
hi,
part of
Erica.
the artist table upgrade, you get the 14-day replay. There we go.
All right,
Um,
so let's uh, hold on one second, everybody. Let's just talk about the fact of why we're here, because the whole point of this is we got the book. The book is out finally, yay! And hopefully you've been following along. If you are, if you've seen, I've been posting videos about just the making of it and everything we've gone to go and get this.
mhm,
The the this Zoom, this particular Zoom is actually just a chance for everybody to sign up if you've bought the book and you get a free access. And people are actually sending me,
mhm,
you get to send me your art
mhm,
and your beautiful art. And we're
mhm,
going to talk about it because people have submitted their art with questions, whether it's I'm having a problem with this or can you explain a little bit of that? And so I've never done this before where I've actually had a chance to look at your art, and yes, that was Aham, and and
There's a
actually
there's a QR
help
code
you.
on the screen right now if you have not purchased the book or you want to sign
Yes,
up and purchase the book. There's a QR code that just popped up.
yes. Click the QR, or I don't know how you do it if you're actually, or maybe you just click it. I don't know. But long
Mhm,
story short is, if you're watching this, whether it be on my Instagram or my YouTube or anywhere else, and you want to be a part of this and you want to submit some art, we're going to be doing this for 3 hours. So if there's some art that you had a question about or something you wanted to just show off or whatever, just go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Um,
Yes, everybody is good at art.
do you have any travel? This is completely not art related, but do you have any
Okay.
travel tips for people who are autistic?
Uh, Definitely headphones.
Hmm.
And the other thing that's really good, and we did this because we went all the way to Venice a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And do you know what's really cool is you can actually go and do Google Maps, and
Hmm.
you could do walk through
Hmm.
and letting yourself kind of walk through the place and
Hmm.
get acclimated to it before you go takes
Hmm.
away a lot of stress.
Hmm.
So yeah, put the headphones on and before you go, just anything you can to get as much information about where you're going, definitely do that.
Hmm. That's very helpful for you. And if
Yeah.
your partner is autistic and you are the neurotypical partner, just be a little more open to planning additional things or planning for
Yeah.
downtime and just, be kind. I mean, your partner is your partner and you picked them because you love them. And just, I think the best thing that the two of us have learned how to do, because I don't do art in the traditional sense. I write. So our new favorite thing to do is we'll find a little cafe or we'll find a little corner we can sit down or a park bench or something. And Scott will sketch and I will write about what we're doing. And I enjoy that. Or I would read a book or whatever it is. And maybe that might help too, when
Yeah.
you're just find something you
Can
like.
someone post a link to the book? Someone wasn't able to click the QR code, so maybe it could be posted into the Zoom.
I got it. I just posted that in
Thank
there.
you.
Hmm.
Um, but
Problem.
yeah, yeah, definitely you need someone. Can you please say that out loud? Um, Definitely if someone can be with you, if you're autistic, if you can have some support, that makes all the difference.
Yeah. And again, just being kind to each other. I mean, this world is hard enough. Um, they want to know how you layer your colors.
Layering my colors.
Mhm.
I'm assuming we're talking about in watercolor. Let me see. I had it over here. Donna moved it. Um,
He
so
doesn't make watercolor work with bad paper. That's a hard one.
um,
He buys good paper. Sorry.
yeah, you want good paper. I don't have water, so I'm going to take the water out of here and pour it in here.
Oh, we didn't
And
get you water before we started.
no, it's all good. There's a
There
little.
is no better. Drawing is drawing if it's digital or if it's on paper,
Yeah, there's no better. There's no better.
whichever way you want to draw and makes you the most happy.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna just show you what you do is if you're using watercolor, you want
Mhm.
to go with the lightest color first. So you're gonna go with your yellows, your light blues. So like here's a light blue you might use,
That is very
which
hard to see the light blue, honey.
yeah.
There you go. That's a little better. Thank you.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm gonna use a blow dryer. So I'm gonna turn on my noise canceling. So hold on a second.
Blow dryer. He does like to dry between layers with his watercolor because he likes the actual colors. So you'll see him, and ironically, we have a travel hair dryer. It's a little travel hair dryer that we have taken places that he can
Yeah,
actually dry in between.
yeah. And I'm gonna just see if this will help a little bit.
I'm taking pictures of some of the comments so we can, or questions, so we can come back to them later because they're not specifically art related, but I don't want to miss them.
Okay, you guys can see that, right?
Oh,
What?
-10 degrees Celsius in Manitoba, Canada.
Okay, I asked if you could see it. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, yes, I can see
And
it.
you went, oh. And I was like, how
I was,
ugly
no,
could a yellow splotch be? It
I'm
was like,
sorry.
oh,
I was looking at the -10. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can't.
So
That's too
so
cool.
there's a couple ways you could do this. A couple ways that you can layer colors. This is the way I layer colors. You can go wet on wet and they'll all kind of blend together. I like to do them wet on dry. So I've dried this now, and now I'm going to add a layer.
Wet on wet means you have a color and then you just put the next color on top of it without
Yeah,
drying it.
yeah.
Thank you.
So now I'm going to add a darker shade of blue over this one, just so you can kind of see how it's going to be. I'm going to blow dry one more time.
Scott has not drawn superheroes in a while. A while. Kelly, I feel your hobby art. I have things that are in process that I have done that are just sitting there. Joel, he would love to write another book.
Okay, and you can see how we've got the two layers here. Now, if I would have done just the pink, you can see how much more red that is.
Oh yeah.
So this is going to be very pink. This is kind of a very warm pink now because it's got the yellow underneath it. And so that's how you're layering this. Now, if I was to go and add some purple on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
and you say compared to just purple, now I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to blow dry one more time.
I love that he can mute on this and we don't hear it. This is fantastic. We always used to have such a problem with the blow dryer. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, terrible.
Okay. So you can see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You can still see the yellows underneath the reds,
Mm-hmm.
the pinks and the purples, but here's just the purple, here's just the pink. But you see how much warmer that pink is and how much warmer that purple is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because you're layering, but you got to go lightest color to warmest color.
With
That's how
watercolor.
I layer with watercolor. If you're using gouache or any other opaque medium, it's completely different. And there's videos on my YouTube channel for markers, colored pencils, gouache, and
Mhm.
watercolors.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to raise this back up. Actually, this might not be so bad.
How
I think you guys can
often,
see.
oh, sorry, how often do you actually finish a drawing when you're out somewhere?
I would say 30% of the time.
Yeah, I was going to say 25.
Yeah, it's not as often as I'd like to. I actually, where's my sketchbook? I actually have. We went to the rail museum, and I never finished.
Yeah.
Here, I can put it here. I never finished the train.
Mm-mm.
It was cold, and there was a lot of people there. And I
In his
think,
defense, it was
yeah,
cold.
when it's really crowded, it's overstimulating. I just tend to just go, nope, I'll finish this later, and I just haven't had a chance to.
Hmm. Yes, that little car is the diecast of Esmeralda.
Yeah, that's
Is
my little Esmeralda.
hmm Um, Anjali says they have some good quality paper, but keep thinking they'll use it for something special, but then they don't end up making anything on it. And I'm going to take this one and tell you, I have a stash of notebooks, and they're beautiful, expensive notebooks, and they don't do anybody any good if they sit in a cabinet and you don't use it. Use
Yeah.
paper, use the good paper, live your life, enjoy it. I mean it. I'm serious. Life is so short. Use the good paper and be proud
Well,
of whatever you make.
why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Because I can answer questions along the way. Why don't we
Hmm.
start? Because I know that there's people who they
Give us
signed up for the event.
give us a
What?
couple of more questions. They want to know what scanner you're using to do your art because every time they see your art, they say it works really, really well.
It's an Epson
Don't ask me.
V550 scanner,
Do
but
you
I'm
ever
sure it's very old.
do you ever use the water-filled brush pens instead of a traditional paintbrush when you're traveling?
No, I've just no, not
And
not for any other reason than it's just not my thing.
you did a long time ago, but you don't
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah. Um, will there ever be a continuation of the Dreamland Chronicles?
you know what I really want to do is I really want to do a Dreamland Chronicles animated series
Mhm.
and just tell it in animation. I think that would be so fun. Maybe on YouTube or something.
What brand are your headphones?
These are the new Sonys, and they're really, really good. They're expensive, but they're really, really good.
Hmm. Let's see. Do you ever use acrylics or oil paints?
I haven't done oil paint since I did it once in high school. Acrylics I've tried a couple times, and once I found out that there's different, like there's um, heavy, which is really really gloopy, and then but I got sent Hemi ones, which are really kind of nice.
That's a
So, but I
technical
just don't I
term.
don't like
Gloopy.
yeah gloopy.
Gloopy.
I don't like the shininess of them.
On the YouTube channel, there's a hair series, correct?
Yeah, there's a playlist for the hair drama.
So, Megan, if you hit the YouTube channel, you will be able to see that.
Or what was the question?
They wanted to know if you will ever release a mini series on hair.
Oh, there's actually a video on how to draw hair too.
Mhm.
That's very helpful.
Do you ever take a picture when you're out to finish the drawing later?
Yes, I always take a picture before I even start drawing.
Yep.
So everything you see in my sketchbook, I took a photo first, and then, like, because that bird did not, that was a road runner. They did not sit still. I promise you.
No,
Took
they
a
did not.
picture and I sketched this during dinner. Um,
They did not.
This was off the side of the road. We did not sit on the side of the road. I just took a picture and I sketched the back of the apartment.
Mhm.
Some of these, like, usually if you see something where it's a restaurant,
Mhm.
I was sitting there the whole time. Or this one, my friend Tim and I, we went and we put up our easels and we painted that.
That
Uh,
was fun. You guys had fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, these I sketched in place. These I sketched in place.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it really just depends on where, how much time I have and what's going on, and if things. Because this one, if you remember, this was the Penelope Primrose
Mhm.
series. It started to rain before I could finish it, so that
Yeah.
happens.
I was standing there with an umbrella over you, and you were like, let me just pack
Yep.
everything real fast. Poor guy. That was
So, all right, why don't we do this? Because again, the point of this Zoom, and if you're watching this on any of my other channels, this is actually a live Zoom that we're doing, and you could sign up for it.
Mhm.
If you bought the book, there's a link on. If you're
Mhm.
watching on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, there's a link in my bio. You
Mhm.
can click on it. You can just add in your information of where you bought it, and you can get into this Zoom. And uh,
Curtis put
th
the
there's a
little
barcode too.
barcode on the
There's
screen.
a there was a 14-day challenge where you
Mhm.
draw we talk about breaking things down into shapes. So
Mhm.
you get that the 14-day challenge, and then essentially you can send in artwork either from the challenge or your own artwork. And
Mhm.
this is somebody's artwork that they sent in and they had some questions. So I'm going to do a couple. Donna, can you add the link again?
I can. Hang on one second. Let me find the question that they had on that. There's the link. Yes, he did make up the Penelope Primrose prompts.
Yeah, I just made it up because now maybe the nice people at Hay House might want to make it real. We'll see.
No pressure on a live or
No
anything.
pressure or
No
anything,
pressure.
but
Okay, so this piece is from Camille, and
hi Camille. I hope you're here.
Camille says that they started learning to draw properly back in May, and they've been drawing their friends' D&D characters. They
That's
didn't get
fantastic.
they didn't get the expressions right. He's supposed to be looking at something off to the side, but kind of looks nervous. How can I better get the expressions across?
Um, well, first of all, this is an excellent job. This is a wonderful, wonderful uh, rendition, and I think your friend is going to absolutely love it. So I would say. And if you want to look at the one where you're seeing my face, you're going to use a mirror or you're going to use a camera and you're going to try to get the expression. So if you're going like this, or you want to maybe have your eyebrows go a little bit like this, or you're Are you nervous or and act it out? That's your own photo reference for this. And it doesn't matter if you're female presenting or male presenting, and it's the a different gender or it's even a different species. It could be an orc or it could be a a dragon or you can still get the expressions from your face. And so that would be the first thing I do is find your own expressions. Animators do it all the time, and you would now. I will say this, there's very little chance that I can improve in any way on this because it's so good, but I will do my best. I've got a
Okay,
red pencil here.
I'm gonna interject here while you do the eyeballs. Everybody in this chat is being so sweet to Camille about their art and just saying how wonderful it is and that it's
It
a
is
beautiful
so
piece.
good, isn't it?
You guys are the absolute best. I cried this past weekend with the signings and getting to meet all of you. And we came home both nights and both of us teared up with how awesome all of you are. And
Yeah,
I'm just going to put that out there and I am not going to cry because I'm not, but you guys are just
I'm gonna
amazing.
try this. Can you guys see that pretty good if I do that? Put it on a
Oh,
light
we
table?
can. Yes, that's great. The light box helps a lot.
Good, good.
Yeah,
I
that's
just had
great.
that idea. So, okay, so we could see this now. Again, not knowing exactly what you wanted to get from this, I would say,
They're supposed to be looking at
oops,
something off to
darn
the
it.
side in disgust.
In disgust. Oh, okay, so disgust.
Yes.
Now we're getting somewhere. Disgust is a face I'm used to seeing all the time. Donna didn't get that big. Okay.
I'm ignoring you. I'm ignoring you and smiling with all of my friends who are being so
All
nice
right.
in
All
the
right.
chat.
So, how do we get disgust? How do we do that? Let's see.
Say something annoying and I'll give you my disgust face.
Hmm. Let's be spontaneous and go somewhere frivolously. There's disgust. Okay, so disgust means that your eyes are going to get a little bit
Well, we're making people laugh,
narrower,
so there's that.
and your eyelid, I think, is going to kind of come up like this a little bit more. And let me lower this a little bit so we can see drawing a little bit more. I don't know.
You can
And
see it fine.
your brows are going to come low. And I'm not going to give them an eye roll because I think that would be too much. Let's see.
They want us to do a book signing in California and they want us to do a book signing in England.
Oh,
We would
I
love,
say let's go.
we would love that. We would love that. Let's get on a plane. I'm good.
Let's do it.
Please come to Idaho. Please come to Germany or the Netherlands or Pittsburgh or, oh boy, now everybody wants us to come everywhere.
Okay. So I don't know if you can see, but I'm gonna do this. This is it there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what disgust eyes. You see the difference?
I hope Camille is watching and I hope you can see the difference.
So I just watched Donna's eyes narrow, more sneers. Yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
you see, you can just, that's all it was just looking at Donna's reaction and then copying that. And that's really, it's just, here, let's just do this. It might be easier.
A wrinkled nose and a lip curl, maybe too.
Yeah, that would be really good.
Yeah, that would.
But see, this is the fun of tracing paper. You can just kind of, I do this all the time. I just grab stuff and I will experiment on it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so if you want to add a lip curl,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna, it looks like it's already up a little bit. So let's just make it a little more obvious. And we're gonna add a little bit of a, um, let's give them an upper lip because right now they don't have an upper lip.
I'm telling you, I have watched you draw for 37 years and I still love watching you draw. I do. It's so cool.
So there we go. A little bit of a, so when you're going to do this, your nose is going to go up on that one side. So this side is going to be higher than this side.
Hmm.
Okay, because your this muscle right here is pulling up this way.
Mm.
Okay, and so you're going to have that kind of look. So there is what it is now,
Oh, that's so cool.
and then now he's really disgusted.
I love
I
tracing
mean,
paper. This was a great idea. Oh, I do. I love
now
it. You
now
guys
this
don't love
could
this?
be
I
this
love
could
this.
be either disgusted or who farted. It just depends on
Oh,
how you
stop
want it.
it. Oh, now you're just being gross. Ugh.
But Camille, I think it's really good. It's really good. It was just a matter of just look at yourself in the mirror or have someone pose for you.
Okay. We have like a bunch of questions in the Q&A
Okay.
section too. You want to do some
Yeah.
Q&A?
We'll go back and forth.
Okay. I really struggle with seeing past the ugly stages of my art so I don't finish them. How do you get past this in your process? That is Bess.
There is a chapter, let me see. And it is
Chapter
called
in the book.
in the book, and it is called here, hold on. Let's see, can we get that? Chapter 6. Sometimes you have to make 100 bad drawings to get one good one. And really what it is I have sketches and sketches. Oh, it's too bright. Sorry
Yeah,
about
it's a little
that.
blown out. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Sketches and sketches and
Mhm.
sketches and sketches, and all of them are bad. All right. These are thumbnails and other poses and whatnot. And Lux, if you're here, this was the sketch for the painting I did for you.
Aw, there you go. Yeah,
And
Lux is here, by the way. Oh, and said,
so,
"Ah."
so, but you got to get through the bad ones to
Mhm.
get to the good ones. So fill up a sketchbook. Fill up a sketchbook. I appreciate that you're saying they're not bad, and they're not bad. They're just not.
Mhm.
Do you know how, as artists, we have idols, we have people, we have artists that we love. We have like this idea of what we want our art to be. That's what's in my head. So you're not seeing what's in my head, but when I do these, it's just not there. And so that's what I'm seeing. And I really, really have learned over the years to do just a whole bunch of pieces. Yeah, not up to my standards, basically. And it's not, and I think all artists set
Mhm.
impossible standards for ourselves. We do. We
Oh, you
we just
totally do.
yeah, we really, really do. So please keep that in mind. It's just there's this
Hmm.
constant battle that we put ourselves through, which is um, who we want to be, like that pursuit of being better, but
Hmm.
also we have to try to accept and be kind to the artist that we are today. And that's so hard because we want to go, we want to be better,
Hmm.
but we need to appreciate who we are as human beings and who we are as artists and where we are.
Okay. Tips for maintaining this kind of sketching process when you're home slash bed bound. I feel like my sketching practice has suffered a lot from not going out anymore. This is from an anonymous attendee.
No problem. I think it all of these little thumbnails, all of these doodles right here
Hmm.
are based off of like Instagram photos
Hmm.
and cosplayers
Hmm.
and just various other websites. So
Hmm.
actually, again, if we look
It's stock
this,
photos.
yeah,
Hmm.
this photo or that thumbnail
Hmm.
became that sketch
Mhm.
which became, hold on, I think I have a
Picture.
photo of the painting we gave to Lux.
Mhm.
Um, right before we left. Yeah, here, that painting.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
Mhm.
it, the point being is, I didn't go anywhere to do this.
Mhm.
I didn't go anywhere for any of this. This is all stuff I found online, and I just sketched from photo reference. And I'm not bedridden. I'm not homebound, but I am such a I get so
Introvert.
overstimulated that I tend to stay at home and I stay in the Hobbit hole. Um, and all of my art, all of my reference, other than the travel journal is
Mhm.
fairly new. I only started doing this about maybe 10 years ago. And I I I get all of my inspiration from online. Before that, it was I would get magazines. My uncle had us keep. My uncle was an artist. He taught us how to make, or taught me how to do swipe files. So people would give me old magazines, and I'd go through it, and I'd say, "Oh, here's a
Yeah.
car that I like. Here's a tree that I like. Here's
Mhm.
a person that I like, or a building, or whatever." And you would have different files for whenever you wanted to draw something, and it was like, "Oh, I need a car. Oh, I have a whole folder of cars." Now I just
Now
have the
it's all
internet. But
online.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
I remember those files. You had file cabinets full of
file
them.
cabinets worth of full
Yeah.
of them. And the
Yeah.
other thing, and Donna was very good in mentioning the fact that pretty much most of the library or the museums in the world
Mhm.
have access to all
Mhm.
of their museum stuff, so all of their works. So
Collection.
you can do
Yeah.
that, but hopefully that helps.
Hmm. Okay. So, first of all, everybody on here is just saying how great that the community is. And I can't,
Yeah, we do have a wonderful
everybody's
community.
amazing. Everybody's been amazing. You guys are just awesome. Um, Really, seriously. Um, okay, so let me answer one quick one because a friend of mine, which a lot of you who might have be on the channel, Bethany Primrose, this person, Katie, asks, how would you suggest getting into the art scene in Nashville? I'm struggling to find my footing in my profession and really would like to find an illustrator to shadow or work under. There are art guilds, local art guilds, local art places in all sorts of different cities and all sorts of places, and join one of those small art communities. Like I said, my friend Bethany has joined a couple of local art communities, and she has developed the most amazing friendships in those communities and is showing her art and being a part of things and going to meetings and going to drawing. They have monthly drawing clubs. That's a great way to start getting into something like that with people who love art and are learning how to do art and are putting themselves out there to be with other people. That's just
Okay.
sorry I took that one, but
Oh, no, no, that's totally fine.
um
Um,
okay, there's just so many good questions. I don't even know where to start. I'm getting lost.
okay. So let's go with our next.
Want to go okay, great.
Yeah, we'll go back and forth.
Great. Okay.
I hope
So
that's okay with everybody.
yeah, we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants here, guys.
Look at this beautiful piece.
Okay. This is Alicia.
Hi,
And
Alicia.
this is an interesting one that I found because the people, like it wasn't the people that Alicia was having problems with. Alicia struggled creating the misty, rainy day atmosphere and
Okay,
was interested in your thoughts on creating that a little bit more.
I see that. I would do this, and this is going to be trying to think of the best way to illustrate it. Is well, let's get out the tracing paper.
Gosh, I love me some Plaza with the tracing paper.
All right. So you have your figure is here, and
Do you want to turn on the light box?
it is on. I could turn that off
There
if
you
that
go.
helps, but I don't know. I think okay. Um, so you have your figure here, and you've got all of these shapes. I don't know if you could see these here, right? Which
Hmm.
is the the world around her. There's this cute little character over here wrapped around one of these shapes. Um, right now, they're all the same saturation. They're all the same contrast. What I would do is, I'm assuming, I hope they're in layers. If not, work around it. But I would, the farthest thing away, which I would assume is this piece right here or back here, I would raise your levels of your black so they're more towards the middle. Raise your levels of your white so they're more towards the middle. So essentially, it's going to be in the grays. So all of this is going to be just kind of a very, very subtle gray. And then you go to the next thing. Say it's this piece right here is going to be a little less gray, a little like less saturated, less contrast. And then till all of these are going to be less saturated and less contrast than your character. And that will push everything back. It's you think of it as if you're thinking of a foggy day. The further that you are, I'll put this up here. The further that something is. So if you look at the Hobbit hole behind me, it would be all if it was like a really thick fog, the back wall would be completely white. And then the door would be half white, like just and everything up until me, and I'm going to be in full clarity because it's you're so close to me. But if I was to step back here, I'd be a little there'd be more fog on me. So you want to get rid of some of the blacks, and then here you're going to get rid of more contrast, and so on and so forth. The farther you go back, try doing that. That'll give you a sense of depth with it. And then the rain, right now, I just see vertical lines, which are fine. I would probably blur them so it gives them a feeling of motion. And you could do like a vertical blur, so it looks like they're just moving down is something I might do. The other thing I would do is I would add some impact. So let's go back down to this
Hmm.
and add some like little impact splashes here where the rain is going to be hitting on things. Right here, right here. It might be hitting on her here and here.
Oh,
You see that?
yeah.
And so you're now you've got it's a real world now. It's now you've got depth because
Hmm.
the rain and the atmosphere are pushing everything back, and then you've got the fact that the rain's actually interacting with the environment and the people. The other thing I would do is,
That's cool.
yeah, no, I think that's it. I like the blur that you have on this piece right here. I think that's really kind of nice.
Hmm.
And this one. So I like that. That's one way of getting your eye to focus on this. The other thing you might want to try, and this might be really kind of fun, is maybe framing your character in light. So that way your eye goes to them. So I would, add some shadows along some of these shapes and even maybe across your
Hmm.
character here. So that way it feels like wherever the light source is coming from, because it looks like it's coming from underneath here, but the character right now doesn't have light. So I would say, however the light is, draw your eye to what you want. And then if you want to, you can have a little bit of light on that character up there. So that way now you're telling a story. Your eye goes here and then
Hmm.
it goes there.
Hmm. Um,
That's how it's a beautiful piece though. It really is.
um, the, I'm gonna chime in. If you have to go, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. If you signed up, they're gonna send you an email with a replay so you can catch the rest of it. And also, if you're getting overstimulated friends, we completely understand
Of
because we've
course, of
been there,
course.
done that. And if you did sign up, you will get the email for the replay and you can watch it at your own
And
leisure.
if you and
Yeah.
if you have signed up and you haven't submitted, you can still sign up. They're going to
Yes.
send it to Donna.
Yes.
She'll print something out and bring it down for me.
Yes.
Also, if you have not bought the book yet and you want to be a part of this, you want to submit some art, there's a link.
Mhm.
You can buy the book, and
Mhm.
Donna's going to leave a link, and you
Mhm.
or one of the mods are going to leave a link, and you could buy the book. If you're on TikTok, it's on TikTok Shop, and it's a signed
Mhm.
edition,
Yep.
and it has a
That's the only
sketch in it
place the
too.
signed edition is right now is the TikTok.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Okay. Let's answer a question, or should we go? Let's go to the next one. Um,
Well, let's answer this one.
okay.
Um, this one is what should I do if art feels like a competition, but not like comparing your art with people online, but more like with your friends. I always feel like I'm going to fall behind if I take a break from art. Therefore, I never enjoy making art as much as I should.
I will say this. I All of my friends, not all of them, but there were a couple of my friends in elementary school and junior high who were so much better at art than I was. And they were good also at math and English and history and everything else. They were
Mhm.
just better at everything than me. They just were. I was bad at everything, but I was good at art. I
Mhm.
wasn't as good as them, but I at least had that, and it hurt me so much to know that here, I'll just leave this here. It hurt me so much to know that they were better at me at everything, even the thing that I was best at. It was the worst.
Mhm.
What changed is I stuck with art.
Mhm.
I improved. I became an artist,
Mhm.
not just someone who was just really good at art.
Mhm.
And my passion, my drive to become better,
Mhm.
um, helped me surpass them.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying it because art isn't a competition, but it's about these people, a couple of them actually decided to become artists, and they stayed really, really good or even better than me. I still have a bunch of my friends who are way better than me.
Mhm.
Um, it is humbling. It is really, really tough to keep going, knowing that these people are so much better than you. Um, but we make art because it makes us happy.
Mhm.
We make art because it's something inside of us that we do. And so I wouldn't I'm not saying that those feelings don't exist. And I'm not saying that I know of a way to get rid of those feelings,
Mhm.
but there is enough need for art in the world to have both your art and your friend's art in it. So
Mhm.
you just yeah, there's no better, but just like I look at my idols and I go, gosh, I'll never be as good as them.
Mhm.
It's easy for me to just go, but there's no better, but I
Mhm.
still want to be as good as them. I still want my art to look like them. So I'm admitting, and let's acknowledge the fact that we're human beings and we see other people's art and we go, that is better than my art. It's just human nature.
You
It was
too.
just how we are. Let's
Mhm.
acknowledge that this is how it is. This is how we are.
We looked at,
Then
but we looked at all the submissions too that came in, and we both said, wow, like everyone has a different eye.
yeah,
Everyone has a different perspective on,
yeah,
and every single one of them is adorable and beautiful in its own way
yeah,
because
it
everybody
is.
sees the world differently.
And you're going to hate your art. You're going to wish that you were as good as other people.
Mhm.
It just is how it is. It's just learning to accept that and
Yeah.
then learning to keep moving. That's all we could do as humans is to keep moving, is to keep making art. Don't let that frustration, don't let that fear, don't let that inside competition
Mhm.
stop you.
Yeah.
In my case, that's where I got to where I am today is because I didn't let it stop me.
Yeah.
I I I tried to be the artist on Spider-Man for 15 years, 15, 16 years, and
You
I got
did.
rejected every year, every year, every year. And my art just it never got to be as good as anybody else's, as the people who got the jobs. but I didn't let it stop me. So that's all. It's just because that was something that I wanted to do. It's something that I wanted to be. I wanted to be an artist. And so that's all I'm saying is yes, your friends are going to be better than you. Yes, you may never be as good as them, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to find your place in the world and that your art isn't going to make a difference in the world and your art isn't going to change. It's like saying there can only be one teacher in the world or one teacher at a school. No, there are enough students
Mhm.
for enough teachers. There are enough people who want your art, and there's enough people who want your friend's art, and there's enough people who want my art, and there's enough people who want everybody else's here's art.
Mhm.
There's enough for everybody. There's not a limited amount of pies for this,
Yeah.
slices of pie for this.
It
So
has
I hope
been
that helps.
it has been an hour already.
Has it
So
been? Oh, well,
it
we've got a
has
lot of these
been.
to get through. So
I know you just keep talking, talking, talking. So I think Hay House wants us to take a little 5 minute break. So they're gonna put up a I don't know, some kind of screen, and we're gonna take 5 minutes, and
okay, then we're just gonna just be working on these
then we're gonna plow
after
through
that.
and we're gonna go through it. I promise. We will go through. We've got
Okay.
another 30 to go at least. So we're gonna go through it.
Yeah, I mean, look at this though. Look at how pretty this is. Isn't that pretty?
I just think it's adorable.
It's a space walrus.
I think it's a manatee.
It's a
Kind of
space
look,
manatee.
yeah, it looks like a manatee. I think
It
it's
might be, yeah, I'm sorry, you're right. A walrus has the tusks. It's a
hmm
space manatee.
And if it was a walrus, that whole bubble helmet would have to be a whole lot bigger to fit the tusks in. So,
There's a ground control to major
all
manatee.
right, look how cute all these people are. They're like, that's so cool. That's so
It
cool.
is so
That's
good.
so
So we're going
great.
to talk about it. We're going to talk about whatever
Yeah,
questions that
we're
the
gonna
artist
come back.
had.
Give
And
us 5 minutes to
5
just
minutes, I'm going to go
take
get
a
a
break.
drink of water and I'll be
Yes, you are.
right back. But if you have not purchased the book,
Mhm.
there will be links so you can do that. And
And I just
we
put the
love you
link
all.
in the chat, so you
Okay,
can check the
I'll
link
be
in the
right
chat.
back. Hello. I love how the music ended perfectly. It was like timed perfectly. And let's see. I really think you guys might want to get a little closer. So I'm going to try this. I am back. Just think you guys should see this a little better. Let's see. Can you see that? Is it too bright? No. Okay. So this is our little manatee, our space manatee, or as we're going to call them, major manatee. And we'll see if Donna gets back in time.
I'm right here.
Yay!
Sorry, you all know my affinity for tea, so I had to,
Yeah, the tea had to brew.
it had to brew. I'm sorry.
Okay. So what were the questions about major manatee?
Okay, hang on a second. Manatee, major manatee.
It was number 3.
Yes. Okay. One of the hardest things for me is pushing my darks without adding black. The darkness of space is a combination of blues, purples, teals, and a cooler leaning red. What do you think is the best way of pushing visual deep shadows? I struggled in two places on this piece, pushing the depth of space while trying to preserve the light around the nebula.
Hmm. I think they did an amazing job, honestly. I think the thing that I would have done that I'm not seeing here is I would have this is so good. It really is. I would have this is major manatee right here. Oops. All right. That's Major Manatee. I would have had my blackest black here, here, maybe right around here, here, maybe here, like really, really your blackest blacks. And I would have had my whitest whites around here, 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 and maybe here. And then everything else would have been muted. This is very bright. It's competing with Major Manatee. I would have toned this down a lot. Just it's beautiful, but I would have toned it down. I would have maybe had it be a little bit more of maybe subtler reds and pinks. And then this is all very, very beautiful. I would have taken the whites and knocked them down by about maybe 20%. And now it feels like it's farther away.
Oh.
And Major Manatee really, really pops. That's what I would have done. And I think just to make it feel like it's in, like Major Manatee is kind of in space. And I know it might be a little artistic license, but maybe see if there's some wisps of uh, nebula or something. I don't know, maybe some little artifacts or something in front. I would experiment with that with at least a another layer just to see if how that feels. But I think the greatest thing about digital art is the ability to. I'm assuming this is digital.
It doesn't look digital to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This
It's,
is
they
this is
said
actually
it was,
is watercolor, gouache,
let me look. Yes, watercolor.
watercolor. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fantastic. So yeah, then what I would do is I would come in again with your blackest blacks and your lightest lights. Here, I would just maybe try going over with a light wash of like a pink or something like that and see what happens. But I would just that's what I would do. It's a really wonderful piece. And really now what you're doing, you're at the point now where you're just storytelling. You're just storytelling. So you're saying where's your eye going to go? It's going to go to the contrast. You want it to go to where the contrast is. Right now it's competing with that nebula. That's the only thing I would say. But it is such a good job.
Ooh, we'll put the book there.
Really, really beautiful.
Mhm.
Next time, I'm just going to throw another little thing. Next time, if you want to, try this. We're going to go back to negative space, but let's say this is your painting. I would have um, Major Manatee off to the side and have their full body breaking the panel. And then this would be your background. This is your negative space. See those nice shapes right there? And then your nebula could kind of be here, getting, concentric circles kind of getting farther and farther out, but starting right here. But you see how this maybe makes a little bit nicer of a storytelling? Right now he's right in the center. I'm sorry, they're right in the center. Move him off to the side. Right now, the major manatee is squeezed in. If you push him off to the side, I think it will look a little bit better. And I know the painting's already done, so but just saying for next time,
Mhm.
try something like that. I think it would be really, really nice. But it's beautiful, absolutely wonderful.
Um,
Great job.
I'm just gonna also throw this out there. If any of you are our friends over on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, and you want to come into the Zoom and you want to chat with everybody, you can. We have our mods, our wonderful mods. Ellen and Steph and Bethany are over there, and they're gonna put the link in for you. You can still sign up, and then you can come over and you can join the chat over here because we wanted everybody to be able to see it, all of our friends over
Yes.
there as well. But
And
if you wanted to
if
like,
you want to submit your art, if you want me to look at your art and talk about it, it just if you've bought the book, you just put in your the code, the receipt that you got, and you get in and you can send it in and Donna will get it. We're going to be doing this for another 2 hours.
yep. And hopefully they will be sending over some new art.
So which one is this? Who's the artist who did these lovely pieces?
Okay, let me pull that one.
Look at these.
Okay, this is Isabel. That's number 5, right? I wrote on the bottom of it.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
Isabel.
thank you. Okay, this is Isabel. And Isabel is having trouble with background colors.
Okay.
So maybe you could help them figure that out.
All right. Let me take a look. So just please understand I'm seeing these for the first time too.
Yeah, we
Um,
did not, we've been really, we've been a little busy the last few days. So this is the first time Scott's looking at these kind
so everything, these are just off the top of my head. Um, I
of,
would
that's the
say,
best way.
okay, yeah. Well, you've got browns, you got reds, and you got whites,
Mhm.
and then you've got the blue sky. Um, I really think the blue sky is fine. Do you know what I think I would do? Is I think I would add some trees in the background. And I wouldn't go full green. You're going to use very muted colors, very subtle colors. But I think by just breaking up, so I like the negative shapes, negative space you're getting here. You could do some treetops, however they are. If you wanted to, you could maybe even do another level of some mountains in the background. So now you've got you can have like a very, let me see if I can show you. Where's the watercolor? All right. I'm gonna put paper here so you can
Elizabeth,
see it.
I'm gonna
All right.
let Hay
So you
House
see
respond
this?
to one.
I'm sorry?
Elizabeth M had asked, what if they subscribe to Hay House's Empower You? And I think your book is there, but I'm gonna let Hay House respond to that one. Sorry.
Okay. So let's just let's make a little miniature. We've got bird and stick and other bird. Right? So we got that. What I'm saying is what you do is you take like a little bit of a muted green.
By the way, Issy's here. This is their piece.
Oh, great. It's beautiful. Hold on. I'm gonna do a little blow dryer.
That's so cool you're here. I love that.
And then I would do I'm doing some Payne's gray for some mountains.
Reese, you can submit whatever you want as long as you drew it. We will, let me look and see if we will do our best to.
And then I'm gonna do a one more pass of another layer of mountains really, really lightly behind it. Okay. And then you got your sky, which is the blue. So can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna have a little bit of green for the trees. You're gonna have a little bit of Payne's gray, light Payne's gray, and then blue for the sky. And then you could leave some little bits of white for clouds. But what it's doing is now it's giving us a gradation, and then you've got the other birds flying through there. But and you don't have to really do, if you wanted to, you could go in and you could add some details for the trees, um, if you want to do, but I wouldn't use a thick outline. I would use a very thin pen if you wanted to. Or you could just have it just be just colors. But now, if you look, now you've got, if you can imagine, you got the trees, you got some mountains, you got some distant mountains, and then you've got the clouds, sky with maybe some clouds in it. And now it kind of just brings it all together. But I don't think it's just a background color so much as what is going on in the background. And I think in this instance, it would be really nice to do that. Now, if you just wanted to add a pattern, you can get a stencil, but I still also, I think, would want to kind of give some sort of gradation. I just feel like it might need some sort of gradation or pattern or something. But I really kind of like this for that as a background. Now this one, honestly, this just looks like a bird that's on a trip. Like it took some weird drugs and it's just holding on for dear life. Um, so which I think is really cool. But it's, what's that song that it's just it's doing that thing. And I
Whenever you
love it.
say that, I'm like, that reminds me of Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Like,
I'm old, sorry, but there we are.
but yeah, I think there's something about just this bird that's sitting on nothing and all of these squiggles and lines and stuff is just a really cool concept. Um, so yeah, I say go for it if you wanted to. I would even add some more like maybe some spirals or something to really kind of um, I don't know, maybe a little tear coming out of its eye or something. I don't know. But I I think it's wonderful. I really like this one. I think this would be really you just add a little bit of uh hint of trees and mountains and clouds, and I think you're good.
Okay, so
Beautiful job.
Erica says the audiobook is available in the Empower You audio app, which is great. Dev says, would it even be a Scott Christian Sava stream without some Payne's Gray?
Not at all. Okay, next piece.
And
Let's
then
take a look.
Theo says, all of these submissions have been so pretty. Everyone is so talented. And you're going to
Right?
make me cry because you're so nice to everybody. I love this. Issy,
This is
Issy
a
said, thank you.
ham.
Issy said, thank you for taking the time to evaluate my piece.
It was absolutely my pleasure. Thank you for sending it in. Really, this is really fun. I'm really enjoying this, and I hope you are too. I've never done this before because I don't like the word critique, and because I think critique just comes across as criticizing because that's kind of where the word is. But I do love to offer any advice if I can. So I hope I am.
Okay. So this is Clara.
Okay.
And Clara struggled to make color layers. They tried having more creative color choices, and
I could see some of it. Yeah.
they painted this in gouache. They don't know what
Really?
colors. Yep, they don't know what colors to choose to create more depth.
Okay. So I think it looks like you're using gouache very similar to how we use watercolor. It looks like you're going from light to dark. And I think what we're going to do here, I think I'm going to move this over. I think I'm going to, should I break out the gouache?
Oh, do it. Why not? We're already
Okay.
here.
Let
I
me,
One suggestion, why don't you do gouache on another page? Because you could have a watercolor page and a gouache page.
oh, I think it's just going to be just a mishmash. This is just I don't even know where I got this sketchbook. I think you got it for me for
That was
Christmas.
me, and that was on clearance, I'll have you know.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
a bargain shopper.
you are.
But that's some good paper. I'm just letting you know. I don't mind
Okay. So
good.
let's see. So I want you to be able to see Clara's beautiful
We can see it
piece.
all. Yeah, we can see it all.
Good. Okay. So, um, here's my gouache. So this is my gouache palette, which is all mixed up, and I use a lot of different colors, or I mix them together. So the one thing is I love the colors here. I think the colors here are very, very pretty, but it still feels like I'm seeing the paper underneath. And so what I want you to try to do is if I was going to do this part, I would go and yes, we're going to start off with say Payne's Gray. And then I'm going to add some purples.
And while you're doing that,
And
the audiobook is available in a bunch of different places, but the one that the person was talking about specifically, and Sam just put it in there, there's an Empower You audio app for all of the Hay House audiobooks, and Scott's book is blah, blah. Let me try that again. Scott's book is in there as well. But if you have a favorite app, like if you like Libro FM, it should be there as well. So you can check that out. Also, if you want, you can check it out at the library too. Your library should have it on like the Libby app. So you can check that out too. Love me a good library.
okay. So I'm just going to keep the noise canceling them, but can you see that? Okay.
Mhm.
There's still the white of the paper. So I'm not happy with that because I want to get some really dark colors. So I'm just going to go and add some more. I'm going through my palette and I'm picking the dark colors. So I'm just going to go grab some of this green. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get away from the color of the paper. So let me do this again.
Oh, Ray got an Audible copy and a hardback. You're so cute.
Thank you. Okay, so now you can see you can't really see the white of the paper anymore, right? So now, and we want to get this color. So now I'm going to come in with some, I'm going to go in with some of this Naples yellow. And I'm going to zoom in. Sorry, I'm going to keep doing this, I guess, because I'm going to need you guys to see this up close. So now I'm going to come in with some Naples yellow.
Samantha is here, and Samantha's endorsement is on the back page of the book.
Oh, that's amazing.
We're so happy you're here.
Thank you for the endorsement. Okay, so I just added just a little bit of Naples yellow, and I don't know if you can see. Um, it's got a little bit of that yellow and a little bit of the green,
Hmm.
but I'm going to keep adding. I'm going to add a little bit of pink now. And what I'm doing is I'm building up on this, and I'm going to add some white here. And I'm letting these colors kind of mix together. Even some teal over here. And I know it's not that easy to see um, in the, this will be a better brush. Let me try this on a webcam.
It's actually not bad.
Okay.
The layering
But I
is not,
want,
yeah, no, the
yeah,
layering's not bad.
but I want you to see how I can get the same brightness that you have here. Can you see that here? I'll get the same brightness, but I started with a really dark color underneath it.
Why don't you tell everybody what's the importance of starting with the dark color on the bottom?
Hold on. I want to see if I can pin this. There. Now I can see what I'm seeing. Sorry. Uh, what I'm doing is in here, it there's it's all very white. It's all very like the white of the paper is showing through, and
Mhm,
so it's giving everything the same level of whiteness.
mhm,
Whereas if you're building up from a darker color, you're getting all of those colors underneath it. And so
mhm,
that's what I like to do is get some of those pinks and greens and reds and other stuff in there. And now I mean you've got essentially what is an off-white vest, but underneath it are blues and purples and greens and pinks and all of that swirls together and kind of gives you that same thing that you're getting here. And then what I could do is later on I could start chiseling little bits of the direction that the folds are going, which they've done a really nice job here, is to do that. But I've built it on something darker. And I think that's what now this is not you have to do this. This is just how I do it to give it more volume. It makes it feel like it's watercolor. Let me show you. I'll get a watercolor piece um, so you could see the difference. So this is watercolor, and you could see that you can see the white of the paper underneath it. All of this is you could see the texture of the paper and it's very pale.
mhm,
This is gouache, and you can see that you see no white of the paper, right?
mhm,
There's no white of it because I built it all up. I have this pink underneath it, and you could still see some of the pink breaking through. You could see the greens and the purples, but it's not, if
mhm.
you look at them side by side, you could see the difference. The watercolor is transparent, gouache is opaque. So if you're painting with gouache, you want to not see the paper.
It's the
And
difference
so,
between using like a flat fountain pen ink and something that has a sheen or a shimmer to it.
yeah,
It has that little gradation to it, has a little shading in your, it brings out different colors if you look at it different ways.
yeah, yeah.
Excuse me.
It's just that's it's just working towards what the strength of the mediums are right now. And this is not a knock on your art, but right now your gouache feels closer to watercolor. It feels more. You see the even in the background the ever-arching um, fact of there's the whiteness of the background compared to the saturation of this. Look at the difference in saturation, how black the blacks are, how white the whites are. You have the white of the paper underneath it, and that's just um, practice. That's all it is. But it is so beautiful. It's such a good job. It's just if
Clara
you
is
want
here and says thank you for the tips.
Absolutely my pleasure. If you want to do this more often, and you want to do that, I would not go and try to do a whole Hamilton. I would start practicing on, you could even start practicing on doing, but on a sphere you could be doing. But if you see, I'm sorry, I'm going to blow dry this one more time.
Scott only uses the toned paper when he's doing either thumbnails or when he's doing like a little ballpoint pen. He's used that on toned paper. He does not use color on toned paper.
Yeah. I'm going to move these so I don't ruin them, but I also tend to dry stuff so that way I can come over and really kind of hit these bits. So like I might go, this is not going to, because this is going to dry darker. So watch. So I'm going to say, okay, no, I still want it to be lighter. So I'm going to go get some more pigment and I'm going to keep doing that. And that's how you start to get this stuff to really, really pop. I'm going to add a little bit of white here. And it's just now it feels more depth. It has more depth. It has more texture to it because it's like your art has history to it, if that makes any sense. With the watercolor, every layer is a bit of history.
Mhm.
And because it's transparent, you see the layer underneath it. With gouache, you want to wipe out the white background. And there are people who paint directly on like black paper, or they might just, but you want to wipe that out because you don't want white to be your history. You want it to be some sort of color. Sometimes it might be a warm color. Sometimes it might be a cool color. Sometimes it's just you're building up and you're building up and you're building up. But I think you're definitely well on your way. Really, really beautiful.
That reminds me of that lovely woman who brought her collage art on Saturday. And she did
Yeah.
the trading cards, and she had
Yeah.
built up multiple layers of just
Stuff that
different,
they and yeah,
yeah,
that was
just
beautiful.
different things like rope and pictures and backgrounds. Yeah. So the layering adds a look to it.
It does. Okay, so now
Megan
we've got.
Megan loved your chapter on the two Rogers.
Oh,
Everybody
thank
says they're
you.
they're learning by the minute. Thanks for sharing. That was Hugo.
My
Ray does not
pleasure.
Ray does not like drawing in pencil, but is learning art with their favorite fountain pens.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, sorry I muted for a second. I swallowed the wrong way, so I was coughing and I didn't think you all
Uh,
wanted to hear that.
okay.
So
Well,
that's
Donna
why.
printed this out on 2 pages, but there's just this little
Well,
extra.
it wouldn't shrink. I apologize. It just
Yeah,
wouldn't shrink. I don't know what
I don't
happened
know. Yeah.
there.
No, it's fine. So we'll just go with this. But what was this is number 7.
Okay, this is Zara, and Zara struggled a bit with the face shape and
The face, or did you say face or base?
face shape.
Okay, the face shape. I
Yes,
think it looks fantastic.
I thought it looked great too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I printed out the
I
whole thing so you could see
and
the whole thing
I
at
yeah,
Galatians.
this is why it's everybody has what they want to do, what they have in mind, and what they want to do better. I see it as beautiful. And that said, I will do what I can to help. Are they here? Do we know?
I don't know.
You said there was Zara.
Zara, yes. Yes, Zara.
Zara, if you are here, raise your hand.
I'm not saying last names. I'm just saying last names. I'm saying,
I'm planning on getting through every one of them. Yeah, I think we
yeah,
can. So if you've submitted it, we should be able to get through to them.
yeah. The new ones, I am waiting to hear back from them from Hay House if
Okay.
they're going to email me the new ones. We'll see.
Okay. So I'm gonna just draw over
Mhm.
this and see what I see. Now there's no proper proportions for faces. There's no proper shapes. There's no everybody's different. So, but if I was going to draw this, this is going to be I think I might have the ear be up a little bit higher. Uh, the center of the face is going to be right through here. So I would go and
Oh, Caitlin painted the manatee piece and had to step away and wanted to say thank you for the helpful and meaningful insight.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. I hope it was helpful. It was so beautiful. I'm sorry, I actually thought it was digital. It was
Oh,
so
I
well done.
corrected him. Don't worry about it.
Yes, she did. So, one of the things that I notice is this this shape right here. I'll just use this
This shape right here.
for the
Yeah,
eye.
thank you.
Right now, you have this shape. That is not, that's a good shape for cartoons. You could say that's a side profile for an eye. But if you remember, an eyeball is an actual ball, and the eyelid is going to wrap around the eye. And from this angle, you're probably going to see the inside of the eye.
Mhm.
So, and then this shape here is would be coming up like that. So your lashes would go this way. Your eye would be here, but you want to maybe get that little curve to kind of show that, and then have the lashes. If you remember, I think I have them here somewhere. When I was doing my little sketches that are inside these are practice sketches inside of the book. You'll see that
Mhm.
this part here, is, you want to have this kind of do this. So I would just a little bit of that is all I would do. But I mean, this is really these are nitpicky stuff. These are stuff that like right here, the nose is going to come here. You have, if I can, I'll move this over here so you can see. This is your drawing. Um, your nose, I guess I could just over it. Yeah, I'm gonna just do that. I'm just gonna get another piece of paper. It'll be easier.
We got plenty.
Yeah. Okay. So your nose is here. You got to remember the rest of your face, this person's face is doing that. If this is the center of your face, the rest of the head is doing this, and the nose is kind of crossing over here, which means it's going to come over like this. And so just remember that it's because what I'm seeing, and this is what all cartoonists do, is they learn shorthand. So this is shorthand to say that you can say that's a nose, that's a mouth. It's shorthand and it's something that's easily recognizable, and we're totally cool with that. But if you're saying, hey, how do I improve this? Either you learn more shorthand or you learn where the shapes are. And so that's all I'm doing right now is I'm saying this is where your shapes should be is here. So your mouth would come, your lips would come down here, back up here, and then down. And you might see a little bit of that shape. So make sure that the center is following along here. You got your chin here. I would make sure that the center of your lips follows this line, that the center of where your nose is going to be here, and that's it. But these are just such nitpicky stuff. But that's all I would see is I would see this just needs to be like that. Just adding this line to cut to cross over now gives you a feeling like there's a three-dimensionality to it. Just a little bit. And then you could add a little bit of that, whatever that thing is, or that little dimple underneath your nose. But I wouldn't have these two connect, by the way. They just happen to look like they did, but I wouldn't have those connect. That's really it. The eye, like I said, I would just give it a little bit. So you see the eyelashes are going to go to the other side. So I would add a little bit there. I would have just a little bit of a curve. Add a little bit of the inside of the eye right there. Um, Remember that there is usually a little bit of a underneath on the eye. You could add that here if you wanted to. And also, I think I might pull in, if this is digital, I might pull in the forehead a little bit. So that way it starts there. I would also have, if this is supposed to be the center, I would put it here. So that way the hair kind of goes around. Sorry, let's see if I can get another piece of tracing paper to show you. So the hair is going to wrap around the head, if that makes sense. So if you're looking at this person from the front and their hair kind of does this, right? Then if you're looking at them from almost to the side, then the hair's still going to be this you're going to see this part over here, and then it's going to go up, and then this is the center. And then now you're here. See, because this is the center of your face right here. This is that low point. This is that low point. This is the high point back here, high point. And then this is that low point over here. So that's what you're looking for, is you're just trying to maintain that feeling of three-dimensionality. It's been very quiet. I've been doing all the talking.
Yeah. You're on number 7 and we have 32 and a bajillion questions because we don't know when to stop. And I love that you're doing all of this, but
Okay, okay.
I'm gonna have to cut you off.
No problem. Let's move on.
So, because I just looked at the clock and it's almost been another hour.
Okay, okay. This one is, I love this one.
Yes,
Who's this?
this is Lydia. And this was the one that cracked me up because Lydia says, I can't find a way to paint with watercolors or draw outside places. And I looked at this piece and I went, but you
I
drew
think you're
an
doing great
outside
on both
place
counts.
and it was beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. I think the shapes are great. Everything is great. So the drawing part is great. I think the first thing that stands out is the lack of lighting. So that is the first thing that stood out to me. If I was gonna like if someone handed me this painting and said finish it, I would find a light source is what I would do.
And you have
So
about 3 minutes to find that light source and then I'm booting you.
okay.
I love you. People really want to know what you think of their pieces.
So this should be in shadow a lot more. I would make it purple. So by doing this, your eye's going to go here. You're going to see that contrast. I would get more of that contrast here, here, here. This would be in contrast. I would maybe have this in shadow. Let's say the light's coming from over here. This side of it here, here, here. But you see how the contrast is going to make that. And then you've got this. This is what you're missing. Grounding it in the world, grounding it in real life. You've got all of this. And then if you want to get really fancy, you're adding the tree shadows. So you can start adding shadows from the trees above. Now, granted, it looks like it's winter here, but these still have trend. You could add these in shadow so they're not competing. And then your eye is going to go here to this contrast. But that's I think all that you're missing is just a little bit of real world lighting. And boom, now you brought together. And of course, you want to bring in some grass or if it's tan bark or whatever is the ground color. But it really, really is such a wonderful job. All you're missing is just get a little bit more bold with um, your shadows. You know, add some purples and some cool colors in there. Get some cast shadows. Get, let the light hit, bring some, and then I would push back the trees so that way, and maybe even if you wanted to, even add some clouds in here, and then this part would be, like a darker blue.
That's a tad blown out. We can't really see that very well.
Okay,
Sorry. There you go. That helps a little bit.
okay, but that's what I would do. Okay, but again, great job, absolutely wonderful.
This is everybody's amazing. I mean, Zara was here. I think Lydia was here, and everybody's complimenting everybody on their pieces. And I'm just
I don't know who this person is supposed to be. I'm having a hard time deciding.
some hack.
Some.
Some hack. Okay, so it's JA, so I think it's Ja or J. I apologize if I butchered that. Also, everybody said take your time. They're happy being here and they're learning, so I guess we can take our time. I'm not gonna let him take that much time. You guys are too nice. I married him. I'm not that nice. Um, so Jay is having problems drawing, and they tried to break it down into basic shapes, but they
Yeah.
said it didn't work. So,
I,
can you help them break down your face into basic,
Fortunately, I have some experience with doing this drawing. So I've got a little bit of history here.
just a
Uh,
smidge?
just a smidge. I
Mhm.
would say, let's see. Yeah, it's going to be kind of hard to see. Let me see. I don't know what's the best. Can you see it okay there?
We can.
Okay. All
Uh,
right. Um, so everything looks great. It really does. What we're doing is we're going to find our through line. That's the center of our face. The other center is going to be where the eyes are. So that's where you're getting a little bit off right here is that the eyes are going a little bit, they're taking, and this could be a stylistic choice that you went a little bit bigger with the eyes. Um, but the eyes are going to usually be, the rule of thumb is 5 eyes. So you got the one in between and one on the side and one on the side. 5 eyes for every head. So if you're looking at a straight on view, there should be about one eye here, one eye there, and one eye there. So that hopefully that'll help you. And the nose is in good place and the mouth is in good place. Really, I think the eyes was the only thing that really got you. The hands look good, and I hate hands,
you do
you
indeed.
know? Right? Yeah. But yeah, the hands all look good and all of that. The other thing I would try next time is get some tracing paper
Mhm.
and just do that. Just sit here and draw this and say, how does this look? Um, you do that.
There you go.
Get all your proportions in the right spot. All right. And then here's the glasses and all of that. You got that. You could take that. You could put it on that if you wanted to, but you did really good. It's just the stylistic choice of making the eyes a little bit bigger. So if you see there's not this enough space for another eye here, you've got them almost all the way to the edge of the face. And there's space there. There's space here and there's space here. And that's the only difference. And that could have been just a choice. It could have been something that because
Mhm.
anime, manga, you have
Mhm.
larger eyes. and that could be something that you wanted to do. But if you're looking at it, I don't think you did anything wrong. I think it's really, really good. Doing realism takes practice. It takes, if you saw with the other one where I was saying you have to think in three-dimensional, you have to think in light and shadow and proportions. So it really just take some tracing paper, trace, print it out if you wanted to. You could print it out and you could you could put it on a light box. You could trace it. There are so many ways that you could practice by tracing that will really, really help you. But
Mhm.
I think the minute I saw it, I knew what it was. So you did the job. You did everything perfectly. You told a story by me being able to look at that and say, that is me for the cover of Becoming an Artist. Your job's complete. The rest of it's just fluff. You
Tracing,
did it perfectly.
tracing paper is not cheating. Mm-mm.
No, tracing papers and no.
Mm,
Why would if there was such thing as cheating in art, which there's not,
mm,
why would you be able to go to an art school to get something to help you cheat?
mm-mm.
Wouldn't it be outlawed?
Mm-hmm. Should be.
Why would art schools have it? That makes no sense. There's no such thing as cheating.
Yep. It doesn't.
All right. This one is,
This
look at
one,
this.
I know. They,
What would you possibly have a problem with? This is now, you want to hear
this is
something funny?
this
I
is
worked,
Sam. This is Sam. And
Sam,
Sam's having a problem
okay,
with the background.
background's perfect, but okay.
They feel
I
like
actually,
they feel like the characters are not a part of the background.
that
That's
makes sense. I get that. I did a comic book series. I tried out and I didn't get the job for A Color of Magic. So I have actually painted these characters before. Actually, it was in colored pencils. Um,
I don't think
here,
there's a comic book series you didn't try out for, honey.
I didn't get any of the jobs either.
That's not
Um,
true. You did Spider-Man.
eventually, yeah. All right.
You do not have to submit anything that looks realistic. You can submit any piece of art that you would like to submit. That is for
Okay.
Gwen.
So I guess again, I love the design. I love the borders. I
Mhm.
think in this case, you could either go with treetops and you want to watch for tangents. So you want to make sure that you're not having the lines of the treetops. And then you can have some tree trunks here.
Yes, AI art is the only cheating. That is correct. We do not
Yeah.
like AI. Grab a pencil.
Okay. So that right now, and I would swoop it. So the treetops are higher here, lower here, and higher here. So it kind of brings you in, it kind of cradles you into where you want your eye to go. That's one thing. The other thing you could do would be, and this might be a little more fun, is you could have some really fun buildings like a clock tower here
Ooh.
and little chimneys puffing smoke like they're walking through town.
Okay, that's cool. Or a little
And
village.
little village, little town, or
How
whatever.
fun.
You could have something like that. Would be really, really fun to do. Just like little rooftop stuff. And I wouldn't do it silhouette. I think it'd be too flat.
Mhm.
I would have some details in here, make sure that it's thinner line work and very, very muted. Like again, think of it like fog. So what, you know what, going back to the fog thing, I want to show you this because I was
Mhm.
thinking about this during the break.
Mhm.
So you can see this, right? That's it now with fog.
Oh, that's cool.
You see? So here's with fog, without fog. See the saturation, see how black the blacks are, how dark. Look at how light the words are right now.
Interesting.
Now, if I was to do this, it's even lighter. So now if I do this,
Huh.
see the different layers? So the more layers of this I put on there, you could see how light that bee is compared to how dark it is there. It's the same one, but if you were going to have a character and you wanted it to look like if you were to if you were looking at it this way, think of this as the depth. So here, let's grab Link. Okay, so we got Link. So Link is right here, and the camera or whatever you're painting is looking this way. You see how it's getting lighter and lighter as we go back?
That's awesome.
That's what you're doing when you're painting with depth. That's what we want you to start thinking of. And so you're using thinner lines, you're
Mhm.
using less saturated colors, and you're using less blacks and less whites. So that's, think about how you can't see blacks or whites here. There's so much fog. And then it gets less and less and less. And that is going to be the character that is front center. That's where your eye's going to go to. If you were to look at this, your eye's going to go right to this dark spot, right
Mm.
to this saturated, and that's what you're trying to do.
It's
But
been,
that's what I would do if I was going to be doing
yeah.
this is I would have like this is outside you could see a car in the background and some grass and everything. But I would do those buildings, but I would do them as if they were in fog. It's just you're just get some of the details in very thin line work, decorative. You could have even some people walking by looking if you wanted to, startled, but it's so subtle that your eye doesn't go to it. It's a secondary thing. You're taking the audience on a journey. You're
Mhm.
saying, this is what I want you to see first. I want you to then go here, and then I want you to notice people in the background, and then I want you to notice the border.
Mhm.
All right? Great
Okay.
job. Beautiful piece.
5 minutes, not 10, 5. 5 minute break. We're going to take a 5 minute break.
Oh, we
Let's
are.
we are. And then we're
Okay.
going to come back and we're going to turbo.
We're going to turbo because we have a bunch more.
We do. We have a bunch more.
We have 20 more. Okay,
Yes,
we
we
can do
do.
it.
We can. We can do
I'm
anything.
going to get
Great.
through all of them. And if you
Okay.
haven't, the book is here. It is here.
And the
And
link is down there. The link is in the
yes.
chat. Hey House is
All
putting the
right.
link in the chat and they'll put a thing up. So we'll
We'll
see you
see
in
you in
5.
shortly.
Okay.
I had the wrong glasses.
We're back.
I'm trying to decide if I can eat an
Oh,
atomic
I can't hear you.
fireball. No?
Yep, now I can. Sorry.
Okay.
There
I'm
we go.
trying to decide if I can eat an atomic fireball and still do this. Um,
I'm not gonna look, I'm drinking tea, so knock yourself out. I'm sure everybody's got a
will
snack or
will
something.
everybody be okay if I smack my suck on this for a little bit? Because
Sophia says they might grab a snack. Maybe they could grab animal crackers.
ooh, all right. So we have, I think, 20 more. So I think that's every 3 minutes,
You got to move.
which is challenging. I will do my best because, all right, this one is, I'm going to be saying this a lot, is very beautiful.
This is number 11. This is Cassie. And Cassie is struggling with how to finish a piece. They struggled to
Hmm,
complete the drawing and missed a part on the arm.
I
Half
see
the
that.
drawings just
Okay.
end up as incomplete sketches.
All right. Here's a really simple way to make it a complete piece. You
And
ready?
also, don't feel bad. Scott's got the corner of shame. He's got a
Oh,
bunch of pieces he's
yeah.
never finished. Don't feel bad.
Okay. We are going to take a record.
Oh, the Scott Sava cheat.
It's not a cheat. It's a tried and true way of
Sure it is.
storytelling. And then now,
For those of you who don't know, that is a record. It is a 45.
look at that. Look at those shapes.
Dun, dun, dun. Look at you.
Good negative shapes. Look at that. You got this nice little shape right here, which is very pretty. And you could fill this in with a texture, which would be really nice.
Oh, guys, it's Assam tea, just regular Assam tea.
You do this. You could even make it smaller if you wanted to. You could add some words here, maybe something down here. You could fill in a border, make it a little Art Nouveau if you wanted to. Have some little flares. And there you go. But it's such a nice piece. But you
Thought it
can
was really
also just
beautiful.
you can
Really
also just let a sketch be a sketch. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to play around with design, go look up some Art Nouveau stuff. I think you'd really like it, you know?
And who does Art Nouveau?
Mm. Alphonse Mucha, Mucha.
So there you go.
Okay. I let's move on. What's the next one?
Shrestha is having a hard time drawing faces. They always come out looking weird, mainly the noses they never seem to get right.
Okay, first of all, this is fantastic. And you know what I love about it is the angles. You are going more Art Deco, which I think is very cool. I would go even further with it. I love this line. This is so cool. That is such a bold thing. These these lines are so fun. Look at that. I love this. So I would stick with it. Get that line. Because boom, 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 boom. You are a rock star. Get a strong line right there on the chin. Line there. You see how you just lean into it. You've got these straight lines, lean into it. Make that your thing.
Mhm.
Because you're going here, you're going a little more soft, a little more subtle. No, be bold. Do that thing. Look at that. Make make this octagonal. Don't make it round. I wouldn't do these flowers either, these leaves. I would find something geometric for it. You live in a land of Art Deco, baby. Do it.
Oh my goodness.
I think you did a fantastic job. I would, if you want to, you
And
could,
I do believe
because you,
they're here.
oh,
They
fantastic.
go by Shrees in the chat.
Oh, I love that.
They
I
said thank.
would, I would very much incorporate shadow to give it some three-dimensionality to it. So if the light's hitting here, you'd have a little bit of shadow on the bottom of the hair here. You'd
Honey,
have
I love
shadow under
you.
here.
Next.
Okay.
Stop drawing.
Great job.
Oh, good grief.
Oh, this one's so cute.
This
Look at
is
that.
Nicole. Nicole is having, I don't know how Nicole could even think they had a problem with anything, but they're having a problem with backgrounds. So there you go.
Backgrounds, it seems to be a modern, a very common
Yeah.
thing, huh?
Yeah, I've seen that a lot. Yeah, backgrounds. And we
So,
had a lot of questions later on proportions. And actually,
okay.
the chat has asked about proportions too.
I want you to start thinking of backgrounds as elements for design and storytelling. Design and storytelling. So what is your story? What is this character? Where are they? Are they in an actual environment? So if you remember, we had this character, we put a circle bit, we made it into a design. Whereas these characters, we put them in a world. We put buildings and people behind them. So what's the story? Is this character in a world, or are they a part of a design, like a poster design? So I would say if they're part of a poster design, then yeah, you go and you get out your circle shape and you add a circle, or you could add if you look in my in the book when I was doing
Oh, oh,
some of
oh,
these
they could be in a little workshop, like a little magician's workshop.
exactly. So I'm trying to find some of the people that I sketched. You see how I made these little shapes when I would draw people? Um, let's see. See
Yeah.
that it's just a little shape that gives me some negative space to play with.
Mhm.
So you could do something like that. You could go here, and then now you've got this shape.
Mhm.
Because they're so round, all of these are nice, soft, round curves. Maybe having these harsh angles for a background might be really nice. You could also have your character in shadow where the shadow is crossing over them, maybe a little bit over here. And then you've got the kind of similar shapes in the background
Mhm.
where there's a little bit of light right here. So now your eye is going right to here. And then you could have maybe a little bit of like shadow behind them because they're up against a wall or something.
Mhm.
There's so many fun things you could do. You just have to think of what your story is. What story? Are you going for something more design elements where you just want to create a shape? Or are they in an environment? Are they in a room? Is there walls
I
behind
love
them?
you. Next.
I hope that helps. This is so good. Oh, we have Lux.
This is our friend Lex, who got to be at both of our signings this past weekend. And we
Hmm.
got to hug them, which was wonderful. And I don't honestly know how they think their art could be any better, but I'm gonna say
Isn't this
the question with this one was they had a hard time making circles. That was the question.
making circles?
Hmm.
Okay.
Breaking it down into shapes. I feel like when you have something circle shaped, it's hard to get it to look not super off without it being a perfect circle.
Okay. So two things. One, it's the fact that it's not a perfect circle is what makes it look good. Just, I want you to understand that. Having your circles, this is my circle. Okay. I do, I just, the other thing is, and I'm right-handed, but I do that really well.
Hmm.
And that it's almost like my hands on a nice pivot, but I don't do this one as well. So sometimes I will do this. You can rotate, so you can just keep that. You've got a good circle going. You can kind of keep that going. But honestly, that's what these things are for.
Woohoo!
And this is what a
Let's
stencil is
go.
for. Boom. Perfect circle every time. That's what they're there for. But I really, really, really think that the fact that it is not perfect is what makes it art.
Mhm.
It is. It is. You want it to not feel too
Okay,
perfect.
I'm just gonna show you this because Lux did the cinnamon jar, and I'm like, what could you possibly? This is perfect. Like it looks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, everything is great, Lux.
y'all are
You know,
too hard on yourselves, honestly.
you are, but that's part of learning. I'm hard on myself too.
Yeah.
You did such a good job, but embrace the imperfections.
Mhm.
Embrace the fact that it's not perfect circle. I promise you, the actual salt shaker isn't a perfect circle either.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah. Okay, next.
This one's got to be one of my favorites.
This is Hunter. And Hunter is having a problem with anatomy, specifically drawing eyes.
Mm,
Mhm.
well, I have a whole video on that, but essentially,
No, that's the pencil sharpener you stole from me.
yes. It's too small. This is what's left of the pencil. It's too small to
Oh no.
fit in the pencil sharpener, the other one. All right. So right now, what you're doing is you are just drawing the outline of the eye. And I want you to start thinking of the eye as an eyeball. So somewhere under here, make this brighter so you can see it, is an eye, is a ball. You want to do that. Then you're going to wrap the eyelid over it and under it. And the other thing is the the pupil, the was it the iris, not the iris, the pupil, the other part, the colored parts of the eye is never that small. The only time your eye is going to be that small is in a cartoon. So you're going to have your eye be more like that. So just to show you, like that.
That's hard to see, honey.
Okay.
It was easier on top of, there you go. That's better. That's better.
You see?
Yeah.
So
Cornea.
cornea, thank you. Gosh, I don't know why my brain farted, but
I don't know. We're only on hour 3, so I don't know.
but that's what I would do to make it more realistic. Now the thing is, it would, and I think it'd be fantastic if you had this drawing in the style that you have it, and then have super hyper realistic eyeballs on them. It would be so freaky, and I think that would be wonderful. But yeah, like I said, there's a video on my YouTube channel. It's how to draw eyeballs, and hopefully that helps.
Okay. We can't go much past 2 o'clock because the tea thing is empty, folks. Just letting you know. We have reached the last cup.
Okay, look at this pretty piece.
Okay. This is Robin. And I think we should discuss hair with Robin.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's Robin wants to know about hair. Is Robin here?
I don't know if Robin's here. We have so many friends here.
Isn't
I
this
know
so pretty?
people are coming in, going and coming and going.
So I
Everybody's
think
like,
the hair
good
is
job,
very, very
Robin. So
pretty.
pretty. Yeah. Hair is a choice, I think,
The
in how
thing
you
the
want
thing
it
that
to.
I'm seeing is two things. One is that the hair right now has no light source. So what I would do is if you see the hair is here, I would have this be in shadow because we'll say, because you're going to pick a light source, but we'll say that the light is coming here and the head is blocking the light here. I would have some shadow on the face here. I would have some shadow here.
Oh, they were here earlier.
Okay. Well, hopefully they'll see it.
Yeah, the
All
replay.
right. So that's the first thing I would do is give it some volume.
Mhm.
Then the other thing is right now you just have squiggly lines.
Hmm.
Find the shapes. Find, I'm gonna get a piece of paper here. Find the shapes. Find the clumps. So the hair is coming down here. This is the strand is going around here. Then you got the next one. What's it doing? And then find those. And then this is going to be in shadow. This is going to be in shadow. Here's the highlight. See that? This is how the hair is a ribbon. It's doing this in shadow. Light's hitting here in shadow. See that? That's all we're doing is we're finding those ribbons, finding those things. And I did a whole video on it. Hopefully that helps. But it is such a beautiful piece. It's such a beautiful piece, and just getting that little bit of shadow in there and finding your shapes, I think will make it so much better. Okay, the next one is this one.
They used like milk infusions to do this.
Hmm.
And so it was kind of a thing. They're doing their BFA and they're getting ready to get out of college.
Wow.
And yeah. And their show is about birds doing medical practices. That's
That's
the show.
amazing.
That is the show that they're doing. There wasn't a specific question on this one, except for advice for young artists on starting their careers.
Isn't
But
that
I thought,
so? It's a powerful story. It really is.
and they are creating a story with their show, which is
Yeah.
really cool. That's kind of nice.
I like the little touches, like the little swirls on the knuckles and just the composition is really good. They could have had the hand be the whole thing and then the bag, the IV drip somewhere else, but they made this the center and then you kind of follow the story to going in the hand here.
Wow, Dev says how it feels to be treated in the US medical system, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Truth.
This is a
Truth.
really, really beautiful piece.
It's a
They should be
powerful,
very proud of it.
it's a powerful
Really.
piece for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, 19. Serafina.
We met Serafina.
We did. We did meet Serafina, and they're struggling with perfectionism.
Mm.
And I, I don't know. I just look at this piece and I'm like, wow, that is just that's a wow for me. It was a wow when I saw it this weekend, and it's a wow for me now. And maybe you just push yourself too hard. Maybe that's it. Because
Maybe.
I don't know. You would know better than I would, the perfectionism part of it, that you want everything to be
Um,
100% perfect.
if you remember Lux's drawing of the salt, and they were trying to get a perfect circle
Hmm.
for the salt shaker, and I said, you don't want perfection. You don't want a perfect circle. Perfection is the death of art. Was the death of it. Stop going for perfection. One thing I will say is I have done so many paintings where I did a perfect side profile and it never looks good. I don't know why. And so, and I know you sent the photo reference that you used as well was perfect. I would just give the center of the head be here. So that way, what you're doing is you're getting a little bit, can't see it, sorry.
Yeah, the green is not working for us, hun.
Yeah,
The darker purple looked better. There you go.
yeah.
That'll work.
So where I would have it, put this here so you can still see it. Like this, just so you're getting a little bit of a three-dimensionality to it. And you can see a little bit of the other eye over here. and then this eye over here. I just think that that is always a better, just turn the head just a fraction, just so you can get a little bit of that. And I think that works so much better. And that's the only thing I noticed when I saw this was I would have just turned the head just a little bit. And I know that's the the position that the photo reference was in, but I think the hair is great.
Hmm.
I think everything else. The other thing you might want to try, and I think it would look really nice, and I can't tell because I feel like I could see a very nice pattern back here. It's so subtle, but I think there is a really nice pattern, almost like like a wallpaper pattern back there. I hope that's, anyways, if it's true, I think I would maybe gradate it. So that way maybe it's lighter at the bottom and darker towards the top because the contrast, you don't want to lighten up the background too much, but I would lighten it at the bottom and maybe, maybe make it in the burgundies might be really, really nice. But honestly, it's a beautiful, beautiful painting. And
It's
don't
lovely.
worry about perfectionism. I know with digital, just like with colored pencils, there they seem to gear towards that a little bit more. But find your inner impressionist. Go look up some Monets and Van Goghs and um,
I love
Degas and
you. I love you. Stop now.
okay. Anyways, I think it's beautiful.
The next person is Athena.
Mm,
And Athena would like to know, they struggled with layering the gouache paint
I
and to create better depth and more realistic flowers or objects in general. In particular, this painting, I struggled with layering the gouache paint so that it wouldn't blend too hard or lift the paint from underneath.
mm, I don't know. I'm can you all see just the beautiful colors and the layering?
I, I think it looks great.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
wait.
they're
Did they stump you?
I mean it doesn't it look, I mean, this has got some serious Van Gogh vibes to it. And the colors are vibrant. It's seriously, there's nothing. I have no notes. Does anybody here have notes? You're
Everybody's
I
like,
think
this is beautiful. It's gorgeous.
yeah.
The shadows, the lighting, it's honestly amazing. No, it's beautiful. It's so good. The artwork is,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the only thing is you can start to play with the colors a little more. Right now the colors, the blues are blues, the greens are greens. So, like the water is blue, the lily pads are green, the flowers are pink. They're very safe. I would try adding some greens into the pink. I would try adding some pinks into the blues. I would see if you want to maybe indicate some sort of reflection or something like that.
Mhm.
Really, it's wonderful. But right now you're doing what you have right now is so good. Do more of this. Just keep doing this. Every once in a while, throw a little bit of color into it. Throw a little bit of, I wonder would it feel like if I added some teal over here or some yellow over there, and just maybe add some colors and see what it feels like. But go and really look at some of the impressionist painters because you're doing this in an impressionist way. Look and see what some of their choices are and see if you can be that bold. No notes. Genuinely, no notes. Okay. This
Okay.
one's
This is Coco. And they say, I don't draw a lot because I just get lost in the muck of worrying about posing and anatomy and perspective and all the little technicalities to the point to where I
yeah.
lose my creative spark.
Yeah, I get that. I and I'm saying this in a knowing I did this too. I don't know if this is how you started this drawing, but it's how I started all of my drawings, which was I started with the face and then just started just kind of just drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing until I had something. So what I would suggest is to start with some thumbnails, start with some 1 minute figure drawings
Mhm.
to where you're, deciding um, with stick figures and you're saying, okay, I want this hip to be a little bit more like this. And maybe I want to kick this leg out this way. And then have this arm kind of go over like that. And you're working out your stuff and do a few little stick figures. They take you 30 seconds to do to figure that out. Figure out what your story is first. It's so much more fun to just start drawing ahead and then going from there. And again, I don't know if that's what you did, but it reminds me of what I used to do. So that's all I'm going off of. But if you were to just start doing some little figures and seeing if you wanted them to maybe be leaning this way. Maybe their legs over like that. And you're just going to do a bunch of little sketches. Look at some photos of people sitting. Do it. Find that and then push it. See how dynamic you can make it. Then you're going to start saying, okay, now how do I crop this so it has some nice negative space? Or what am I going to have? Is there going to be a pole right here? And I'm going to have them in an environment. And so there's going to be things in front and things behind, and there's going to be light and shadow. And how's the shadow going to be? And maybe there's only light on their face. All of that comes in the sketching part before you put pen to paper. That's what you want to do. But it's a great drawing. It's a lovely drawing. It really is. It's just what it's lacking is some extra time that you thought that you put into in the pose and the design. It looks like something you did in a sketchbook, and it's a wonderful thing. But if you were going to say, I want to make this an illustration, you just put in a little bit of the extra time and you're good.
Okay, we got to move on. We got 12 more to do or 10 more to do. Okay, this is Aaron, and Aaron is here. And Aaron's question, which I'm gonna tweak a little bit because I think other people might start with this too. They just asked how could they improve, but they started out wanting to make a piece about gender dysphoria, and they were
Okay.
unsure where to go with their direction. But I think, do you start off with a topic that you want to do, or do you start off with an idea of what the painting should be?
No, I think that is a fantastic starting point with the idea because you say I want to somehow talk about gender dysphoria. And I think this is really good. I think now you have to start getting into things like symbolism. Do you start talking about are there symbols for and I'm really bad at symbolism, so you're going to have to forgive me, but I know that there was a book of symbols. So you might have what is it? Is that male and female symbols?
We can't
I'm
see
sorry.
those
Yeah,
on that paper.
I'm gonna start using a marker.
Okay.
So you
Yeah,
got
there you
male and female symbols, right? You could have those somehow crisscross intersecting in some way, and the person in the middle. So you can go into symbolism. You can use color. You can have so right now you've got white, red, purple, blue. You could start using pinks. You could use blues to show the different genders. There's the letter in the way you do the lettering could in some way it could have this kind of shape, like it's coming out from that person. Um, there's so much you can do, but I would, yeah, you could have a dress. You could have look into symbolism when you're doing things like that. That way, it has meaning to it in subtler ways. You're not. It's kind of like I was doing becoming an artist, and I was trying to come up with. I did the fish turning into the reptile, turning into the monkey, turning into the human, turning into an artist kind of thing. You're thinking of different symbolism to show a progression of something. But I really think that I love the let me out. I would maybe add some uh, effects coming out, but find out what that symbolism is and you'll get there. But this is definitely not my forte, and I'm not very good at symbolism, but I know that it works for certain pieces, and I know that there's a book about it, and I would look it up because there's a book about symbolism, excuse
Mhm.
me, that I think would be really, really good for you because that'll help you tell a story without having to show it um, exactly like that.
Okay. The next one is from Amy, and Amy's having a problem with hands.
I see that.
Yeah.
All right.
Which you completely should relate to
I
because you hate
I
hands.
get it. I get it.
And
Um,
Aaron says, "Oh my gosh, thanks so, so much. That helps."
oh, I'm glad. I think it's a beautiful piece. Okay, so with the hands, you're gonna not use circles, you're gonna use squares. Okay, so this is obviously a three-dimensional square, it's a cube. Uh, and then the fingers are gonna come from that, like that, and then the thumb. If you think of it like that, it's really all you gotta do. So if I was gonna do this, I would just, here's where the knuckles are, gonna be right here. And then you're gonna have another layer. Let's say that's this part of the fingers, and then another. And then the same thing, thumbs right there, and you're good. So just there it is.
Okay.
It's going to come down here.
There's a couple people who actually like drawing hands.
There you go. There are weird people in the world, and apparently some of them are here. You're weird and you like hands. I don't know why people like you exist, but there you go.
Honey, there's more than one. There's like four or five people. That's funny.
I love you all.
All
All
right.
right. So, and again, there is a video. Is it a video? It's probably not a video. It's probably a short on how to draw hands because I probably wouldn't want to spend too much time talking about it. But honestly, I'm assuming you have hands, use them. Look at that. You do fists, use them. Look in a mirror and draw them, but break it down into simple shapes. Same thing you do with hair, same thing you do with everything else.
Okay, ready for the next one?
I am.
Okay, this is our friend Lucy. And
Lucy, this is so good.
Lucy says, I struggled the most with mixing the skin tones with colored pencils. I have never done fully rendered colored pencils before, and I had a hard time with the variety in the skin.
First of all, who was the person who did this one?
Let me go back to my spread. Aaron. That was Aaron. No,
Aaron?
that was Amy. That was Amy.
Amy, talk to Lucy about hands. They're better at it, way better at it than I am. So just um, colored pencils. I gotta say, so when I do colored pencils, it is so much different than what you're doing, and I really love your style. I wouldn't change that. I'm gonna get an old piece from when I was in college.
Uh-oh. Guys, this is like 40 years ago.
Okay, I'm gonna go just outside of college. This is my first comic book cover. Okay.
Right? So,
And so yeah, but you can see I pushed down really hard and I blended the colors really a lot. Yours is so much more vibrant and pretty and I love it. If you're having a hard time with the, they were mentioning skin tones, but
Hmm.
I don't see it. I genuinely don't. I would say you could be a little bit more bold with your color choices. You could get some really nice reds in there, some burgundies. You can get some blues every once in a while. Like blues and greens under the eyes are really good. If you're doing men, you can usually add a little bit of blue where they would be shaving.
Hmm.
But the subtlety is really designy. It's really artsy. I wouldn't have been able to tell if this is even colored pencils,
Hmm.
honestly. I thought it was digital or I thought it could have been markers or watercolors. It's so smooth and it looks so good. I think it's a wonderful style that I think you should just expand on. Your drawing is wonderful, your designs, your shapes are great. The only thing I would maybe do is maybe invest in some sort of uh, paint, like maybe an acrylic or something, just to get some really black blacks on the eyes
Oh,
to
yeah.
make the eyes pop. That's the only thing. Looking at that, like everything has a very level effect to it, and I
Mhm.
might just add a pop of the blackest black you can get in the eye and see maybe the eye and the eyelash and see what happens to make it really just kind of fill out. But seriously, no notes. It's so pretty.
Okay, next one. And I'm going to do it just a shout out real quick. We have our friends on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram are watching. So I'm going to say hi to all of you. And also to thank you to our mods. Steph and Ellen and Bethany are working really hard over there to sort of funnel anybody who wants to come over here. But
Yes.
also, our community is so awesome because apparently we had a person who wasn't nice on YouTube, and everyone in the community said, we don't do that here. And I love that everybody collectively makes a safe
Thank
space.
you.
It's wonderful. So,
Thank you.
our big love to all of you. Okay, so this one is from Catherine. Catherine does abstract painting and it gives them freedom, but sometimes they lose the structure that makes a piece feel finished. They admire your work that has intentional flow and storytelling, and they want to know, how do you decide what visual elements are essential to a piece and how they might apply that decision making to abstract work when there's no figure to guide
Yeah.
them?
And this is something that's way out of, I literally made a painting of me looking at a Jackson Pollock painting, absolutely confused. So this is way out of my comfort zone. But storytelling, what is the story you're trying to tell? Every piece doesn't have to tell a story. It doesn't. You could just be making art for the sake of art. But if you're making pieces and it's an abstract piece, what's the story? What's the emotion? What are you trying to get out of that? That's where you have to start, is you have to start with where you're going. What do you want people to get from your piece? Once you've got that, how are you going to do it? Is it going to be from shapes? If you remember earlier, I was talking about symbolism. Do you want to add symbols to your piece so that way people can look at it and understand what you're trying? You're conveying through like hieroglyphics. You're conveying through symbols what
Mhm.
your story is. Or do you want to do it through color?
Mhm.
Right now, you've got blue, green, orange, and pink or magenta with a
Mhm.
little bit of black.
Mhm.
And what are you trying to tell with these stories? What is this orange going through the center of it telling us? I am not an expert at how to tell what these things are, but you have to also understand most people aren't experts at that. So if you want to appeal to a broader audience, maybe find out a way that you can express that, whether it's something where people just walk up and they feel contentment with it, they feel comfort or happiness or sadness or joy or anger. Find out how to express that in color, in design, and
Mhm.
symbolism. I
Mhm.
hope that helps because boy, this is It's like asking me how to play a guitar. I'm doing my best here, but
Okay,
I
grab the
still
next
think
one.
it's very pretty.
We gotta go. We got a few more to do.
Okay.
Ready? This is Robin. And Robin used the 14-day prompts to create a piece for their travel sketchbook since they like working with lots of details. They want help with composition.
Well, first of all, I love all of the little Bowie and Octavia and all of the little
Yes, all the little
characters
Easter
and
eggs that you put
little
in, we
Easter
noticed.
eggs. Yeah. Um, Composition.
Mhm.
I feel bad because I feel like I'm repeating myself and I don't want everybody to feel like they're getting the same answer, but the composition is going to be dependent on the story. What is the story that you're trying to tell with this? So let me get a piece of tracing paper.
Mhm.
If, say, the story was that these are items that a child left behind, then what I would do is I would have shadow
Mhm.
of a child and maybe their hand in the foreground holding another toy or something like that. But I would have their shadow kind of cast across it. I would have some of the leaves, the shadow of the leaves, keeping you from looking back here. And so your eye is going to go, it's going to follow the shadow right into there. That's storytelling. You're taking the reader's or the viewer's eye into the piece.
Mhm.
But the shadow tells a story. Even though you don't see the kid, you see that there was a child and maybe you see a hand holding a toy. Um, I would arrange it in a way that it looks like they were playing or whatnot. That's the story that you're trying to tell. And this is just me coming up with a story on the thing, but that's the whole point is you're trying to convey that story with your art. You're trying to give people a moment in time and some intention. It's not just a still life. You're not just showing, here's a bunch of things. You're saying Octavia seems to be the only creature that's alive in there.
Mhm.
So is Octavia the one that is the center of the story? So
Mhm.
you want to make sure that the focus is on that. That's these are the things. Or if Octavia is just a toy, then
Mhm.
again, and it you have the shadow of the boy, and or I'm sorry, of the child, and it's the child's
Mhm.
toys or objects that we're looking at.
Okay, next one.
They're sticking together.
Uh-oh.
Look at that. Oh, let me turn that off.
Okay. This is Lexi. And Lexi says facial features are where they are struggling.
Mm, I think it's beautiful, Lexi. It really is. I think if you want to just
Oh,
practice,
Lexi's here. They just popped in.
hi, Lexi. This is so good. This is so good. I think if you want to make any kind of advances with facial features, we were talking about this earlier, and this is not um, mandatory for art. It is just a matter of if you're drawing something that is going to be a little bit more, and would you believe this pen is starting to go? Think. Yep.
You're blowing
Um,
everything out today, aren't you?
Eyeballs are usually there's 5 eyeballs per head. So this would be the eyeball, and this would be the eyeball. There's these two, right? And then
Mhm.
there's an eyeballs width space in between. Right now, you can see the eye here is taking up all of the space.
Mhm.
Now, from a design point of view, I love it. I think it's fantastic. But if you're saying you want it to look more realistic, then you
Mhm.
just need to look at some anatomy and just start seeing that if you're going to draw a face, There's going to be the center and the center, and then there's going to be one eye here, one eye there, and there's an eye space in between it. So that's it. Currently, you have the eyes are this big, and that's the difference. But that is a, there's so much. I mean, look at Picasso. Picasso would have a profile and then an eye here and an eye here, right? That was his choice. He decided this is how I'm going to draw people.
Mhm.
So if this is something that you like doing, don't worry about what is right and what is wrong because there is no right and wrong. You can draw this type of face and be the most famous artist in the world. You absolutely can. That is your choice. You just have to decide, do you want to do something more realistic, in which case practice drawing more, more people, get to know proportions. If not, if you like making this art, then that's your art. No one else draws like you. I wouldn't change a thing of it if that's the kind of thing you want to do. But yes, definitely the choice is yours. You do not have to draw realistically.
Don't you think too, a lot of people think that art should look a certain way? I love that you
Oh
say that.
yeah.
Like, if this is what you want it to look like, then this is what it can look like. Because so
Yeah.
many people think it has to look like a Monet or a Mona Lisa or a Rembrandt. They
Yeah.
have this picture in their head of what it's supposed to be,
All
you
right, chop
know?
chop, dear.
Sorry. Yes, chopping. Now I'm talking. Okay. This is Morgaine. Um,
It's so pretty.
Okay. So they want to know how to make the hair look better, ways to
Yeah.
make the work stand out more.
And it always seems like feel like a cop out if I say there's a video on it, but you'll get more information from the video. But
Mhm.
yes, on my YouTube channel it says there's a video on how to draw hair. But essentially what you're doing is actually let's see. What you're doing is you are finding the shapes rather than the overall big shape. I want you to start finding the clumps. This one goes here, and then maybe it goes there. And the shadow is going to be here, and the shadow is going to be here, and the shadow is going to be here, and the shadow is going to be here.
Mhm.
And you're going to follow those, and they're ribbons. You're going to start to see that. So right now you're seeing big shape, and then you see how the shadow is all in the same spot. That means that you made this whole thing one big shape. This should be about 4 or 5 shapes, 4 or 5 smaller shapes.
Mhm.
Find the smaller shapes and give them some variations. So they're doing that. Again, you'll see it when you watch the video, and
Mhm.
then you're just going to follow those lines and you're going to give them their own life.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, we only have like 2 minutes left.
I relax. I asked Curtis if we could stick around and finish out, and we've got three people left, and Curtis is going to be sweet and stick with us.
Thank
So,
you, Curtis.
yeah. Okay, so this is Grace. Hold on.
Hello,
This
Grace.
is this number 30? It's
30.
30. Okay. Um, Grace struggled with making the back of the suit for Luna, their original character. They don't have a
Yeah.
reference for the suit that they're wearing in the photo, and they can't find a reference they used when they made the drawing.
Okay. That is going to be completely a design choice that you're going to make.
Mhm.
Um, I would say in general, um, if I was going to design a suit, I would incorporate some sort of backpack pouch or something like that. And then you'd have straps. I think would be really helpful to be able to
Eh?
carry some stuff. So start thinking of it as you would if you were in this world and you needed to carry some things. You want to give it a little bit of a like y the backpack, if you were going to look at it from the side, could be rounded
Yeah.
Maybe like this. You could have something like that. You can have some things going on. You can also, it's really good to just have Star Wars characters
Oh,
hanging
just laying
around,
around. Yeah.
just laying around, and you could look and see. That's kind of cool. It's like a little pack. Um, and I wasn't looking at my Star Wars character. Yes, I am a nerd. And but I think backpacks are really good. I think otherwise, if you were gonna do it, you want to start thinking of shapes. So I would maybe go here. Um, I would again wrap around. I would come down here. Um, I would keep it two-toned so you could have different textures and just think about how the character is going to move and stretch and everything else. But I think I don't know. My first instinct is a backpack. I think a backpack would where you got pouches and everything else. I would
Yeah.
think about start to think about when you're designing stuff. I would think about functionality. Think about how that person lives, what they need to survive, what are the things they're going to want. I would
Huh.
want a backpack.
You always want a backpack.
I do. I love backpacks. Okay, number 31. Look at these
Number
wonderful, wonderful
30.
drawings.
Those are very hard to see. I'm just letting you know right now.
Uh, are they any better if I do that? No,
They are blown
definitely
out.
not.
Yeah, sorry. I'm so sorry. That didn't print out very dark.
That's
Um,
okay.
they struggled with proportions, placing letters on the spice bottle, made the initial pocketbook too long, height of the boot and foot length. So basically just all proportions.
Yeah.
They get very dissatisfied with what they're doing, so they stop drawing.
Yeah. Don't. I'm
And this is
telling you.
Dawn, by the way.
Oh, Don, if you're here, I'm telling you, you are an excellent artist. You're an excellent artist. This is so good. Don't get discouraged. You're thinking in terms of perfection. You don't need it does not need to be perfect. The stuff that you're doing, the drawings that you're making are, I know immediately, I can immediately tell that is a salt shaker or that is a garlic powder. That is a salt shaker. That is that really thin purse thing with the
Post-its.
post-it on it. This is a boot and that is a teapot. You accomplished
Mm-hmm.
your job. You accomplished it. You told a story, and with a pencil and paper, you were able to convey to me thousands of miles away what you were looking at. What more could you ask for? You did it. You with lines, just lines on a paper, you gave me an image of a salt shaker and a boot and a teapot. The rest of it's just fluff. The rest of it is completely up to you. It's there's no perfection. There's nothing perfect. You will get better the more that you draw. I think I have, yeah, here's my boot that I drew. There's my teapot that I drew, salt shaker, a crayon. Um, and if I was to go and paint this,
Mm-hmm.
I would want it to be less realistic
Mm-hmm.
than more realistic. Does that make sense? Because I don't want it to look like a photo because I could just take a photo. I want it to feel like a painting, like a drawing, like something. I want it to feel like it's my interpretation of
Mm-hmm.
that thing. And that's all. If you look at these lines right here.
Mm-hmm.
This one is curved a little more than this one. And this feels like something kind of maybe got it pushed in a little bit. So this is not perfect. That's more interesting to me than looking at a photograph. It's more interesting than looking at a photograph. That is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Embrace the imperfections. Seriously. You're I look at it and I know what it is, and it's so perfect. It's perfect in its imperfections. I hope that helps. You don't need any help or anything. It's perfect.
Okay, last one, and then we've got some questions we're going to do. And Curtis said
Okay.
he'd let us stick around for a little bit. Okay, this is from Marianne,
Okay.
and Marianne used acrylic paint and acrylic ink in this painting. And when they create, they want the colors to create the image itself.
Okay. There's a couple, just heads up. There's a couple people who said that theirs didn't show up. So, um,
They,
did
if
you,
you, these are all of the pieces that we've had submitted. And so the ones that we're waiting on are coming in later, and we'll figure out how to get feedback to you guys. We can either do feedback on the Discord, we can
yeah, or
figure
we
out,
can go, we can go live again on YouTube.
we can do that. Yeah,
If
that
we
would be
didn't
great.
get to you, we will do this again because I think it was very fun and I
Yeah,
hope you did.
yeah.
Okay.
We can definitely do that. We can do YouTube. And if you're not
Okay.
following the YouTube channel, follow the YouTube channel and we'll post when we're going to go live on that.
Yeah, or sign up to our newsletter too, which is on our website.
Mhm.
Okay, so back to this one, and my apologies. I mean, it has been 3 hours, and I tried to get through all of them. We did get through the ones that we did have.
We did. Yes. This is the last one of the ones that we have.
Okay,
Yes.
so what was their
This is Marianne. Marianne used acrylic paint and acrylic ink in this painting. And when they create their art, they want the colors to create the image itself.
okay?
Have some suggestions on that, using the
Well,
colors to create the image itself.
I'm assuming rather than line art.
Yeah. Yes.
I would say um, the only thing that I'm noticing is um, I I don't know where I'm going to be looking or I should be looking. Is this abstract or is this a human being? Because like I look at this and I see um, what's the character from Gorillas? Get the cool shoe shine. That they look like that kind of that's their profile. Um, but other than that, I would say find your storytelling in that. And because I'm seeing like I get an image of this being like a bush behind and this being the sky.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if this is hair and that's a face, or if this is like a bushel of um, like hay or something. So I think that's really the only thing that I'm having a problem with. And I say,
Mhm.
if you wanted to just use color, I think it's great. Find a way to get a little bit more detail so
Mhm.
you could um, create those shapes so that way people can understand it a little bit better. That would be the only thing. If I didn't get this right, if I didn't understand it, I don't live on a farm. We live near farms, but I hope that if not, just send us an email. I'd be happy to.
Um, Abhirami has a question that they've put in the chat several times, and I want to make sure that we get this one answered. They
Okay.
want to know, and because I think this one isn't something that we've talked about or you've talked about. How do you approach drawing the foreground in an environment? I struggle with perspective and creating a sense of depth, and I'm not sure how to decide where the foreground should end or when to stop adding to it. When I try to make
Hmm.
a quick sketch of a building that I like, I struggle with the amount of details I must add to it.
Um, I think when I hear the term foreground, I think something in front of the subject.
Mhm.
So, like this pen is in the foreground, the subject is the book. Whenever I'm dealing with something that is not the subject,
Mhm.
I give them less detail, I give them less contrast, and I give them less saturation.
Mhm.
That's how I would deal it, if that's what you were asking about.
Mhm. I think so.
And for everybody who came and hung out with us and who submitted their art, I just want to say thank you. And for everybody who's bought the book and who's
Thanks for
reading the
being here.
book,
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed it. And
Yeah.
thank you for being on the journey with us. And this was a lot of fun. And
Yeah.
I think we're going to do this again if you guys liked it.
We will
This
definitely.
was really, really fun.
Yeah.
I really love seeing all of your art, and if there's any way I can help, um, I hope I helped in some way.
And Hay House is putting in the description, the chat that if you've signed up, you're going to get the replay of this. The replay is going to be available, they say, later today, and they're going to email that link out to you guys. So you'll get an email with that. And yeah, and if you want to submit art, you guys can still submit art and we'll go through. And like Scott said, we'll plan a day where we do a live on YouTube and we'll go and we'll take a look at some
Maybe
more.
this will be our new thing. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be
All
fun.
right. We love you all. I'm gonna go sit down.
Yes, you are.
So I've been standing this whole time. So we'll see you soon.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for being here.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.